Welcome, everybody. It's episode 243. Brandon's here. Chat's here waiting patiently. Quirky, Aurora, Eric. Who else? Come in. Who knows? How are you doing, Brandon?
Doing well. I was just making
Awesome.
sure that I had the other thing up so I could actually see if anybody said anything or had a question that I felt the need to answer or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. And then if chat comes in, good. I thought you had boas from the before time still. Can we go back in time here?
We
We
can
go
go
back
back
in
in time if you
time.
like.
Go back in time. Land before time. You were a boa guy to begin with, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had boas not exclusively because there were many times where I tried to get other species and then they just didn't live up to the boas and then I would get rid of them. Like I had a couple of blood pythons before and it's like, yeah, they just weren't jiving with me. And then I had
Mm-hmm.
a couple of retics and they weren't jiving with me. And then I had some carpet pythons and I just tried out so many different things plus like while having the boas and they
Mm-hmm.
just didn't fit. And then I got rid of all of, those eventually like over time because I was like, it doesn't work. And then
What time period were you bowing at? From like what year did was that started?
from like 2002 until 2019.
Okay, and then you felt ball python feelings stronger in 2019.
Well, I had a couple ball pythons in that time, and I didn't keep them for live feeding reasons. I just don't really like live feeding. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just not a fan of it because most things otherwise will eat frozen thawed, except for ball pythons reliably. Um, but whenever I decided to get a couple of them in like 2017 ish, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I took 2 years before COVID, I like got a couple, and I was able to keep those on frozen thawed, and they did amazing on frozen thawed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then because I just wanted a couple just for funsies,
Mm-hmm.
and then the catalyst of it was that I had seen like a Miguel video, and this is before I even knew anything else about Miguel in general, like always evolving pythons. And he was building a damn snake building in his backyard. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing the ball pythons for 3 years and whatever, whatever." And he's like putting up this building, and I'm just like, "What the hell, man? I've been like keeping these boas, and I've been having this spotty ass success and everything else."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I just need to mess with these ball pythons and
So you
and
did you
messing with
sell
the ball
off
pythons
all of the boas at that point, or was it like you were
over time. I
okay?
did, yeah. But like also like I screwed myself because it's like while I was in school for like my job, I was basically living off of snake sales and while
Mm-hmm.
going through school. So I was basically selling off the cool stuff that I should have kept. So it's that like problem of like getting rid of the good stuff. So it's like in the future time, it's like the good stuff wasn't there, you know? So it's like
Right.
so I just and then again it was like spotty success after spotty success, like um I bred what was my last like the kind of nail in the coffin was I bred a blood male to my like big original like 2011 fire female,
Mm-hmm.
and she ovulated like it was the biggest ovulation like ever, like everything looked like so good. And then, like, as I got closer to her due date, she ended up slugging out and then she died 2 weeks later. And I was like, oh, well, that's it for me. Like, there was only so
Mm-hmm.
much defeat that I could have taken at the time that I just was like, it rubbed me the wrong way, And then at that time,
Mm-hmm.
I had already started producing ball pythons. And it's like, so I was producing, like, I haven't ever produced a ton of ball pythons, but I produced them more, I don't know, I guess like reliably than I did with like the boas and stuff. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, whatever, like, I'll just kind of cut my losses on it and just kind of, I don't know. It was very soul crushing, like
Mm-hmm.
it's very rewarding, but whenever it doesn't go well, it crushes your soul. And I had had
Right, because
enough
you have
soul
less
crushing.
boas per unit space because they're bigger. So like each breeding attempt is more important.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. but also, just like I was telling you the other day when we were talking, that video or the talk that you had with Blackjack, you guys were talking about like the production of like a ball python facility versus the production of like a corn snake facility or whatever. It's like
Hmm.
there would be potentially more units of corn snake, but in general, your cost of maintenance per corn snake would be cheaper than the cost of maintenance per ball python. So it's like
Right.
the square footage might be more for the boa, but I still think that your yield of production most of the time would be higher than a ball python because, like I moved a couple of animals for a buddy of mine last year, and just a normal, pretty boa sold for 150 bucks plus shipping.
Yes, normal males.
Yeah,
There's no strong
there's
gender bias in boas because you almost need
no,
to pair them one to one,
yeah,
and pet people will buy a
yeah.
single
So,
male for because they like
so
that.
yeah, and like and some of those, another one too. Like we set up at like Bob's show, the other year, and I had again boas from my buddy, and someone came up and they said that their animal that they had for 20 years like died recently, and they were looking for a new pet boa. So
Hmm.
that was an awesome sale because that dude like loved the one that we had on our table, and I knew he was getting that animal, and he was 100% going to appreciate that animal until he or that animal died, and he was totally
Hmm.
content with just the enjoyment of that animal.
Hmm. It is refreshing.
No, it is, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like, and that's kind of where I'm at now with the new string of boas that I have, currently.
Hmm.
So I think I have 17 boas now.
Well, that's pretty good.
That
You
I've
produced
like,
Aurora's Sonoran Girl in
yeah,
2010. Did you know
I
that?
seen that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure who she is. I don't know if she got it directly from me or if she got it from somebody else. But yeah, that's when I produced from my like original like het leopard boas that I got from like Jeremy Stone back in
Hmm.
2008
Have you thought about
or
going and
seven.
finding animals that look like animals you had in the past or reminded you of them or certain lines?
Not necessarily. I have a buddy of mine, Kevin, that he like like he was able to get like babies from animals that his one of his original females produced. So it's like so, but the genes that I'm interested in now to a degree are different than the genes that I had then to an extent. But like I did pick
Mhm.
up like a extremely heavily patterned leopard female because I like that like chunky uncolumbian leopard look.
Mhm.
So to an extent, but I mean gene wise, I don't really have expectations for the boas. Like I
Oh,
just don't.
no?
Like I
You're not, like, looking at them. I don't know, like, are you looking at them like, "I wanna assemble projects, like, I want a
yeah,
pair that's gonna do this
yep.
and a pair that's do this." Okay, but you don't
I
have
want
expectations
simple.
in terms of, like, where it goes, or you mean you don't have expectations in terms of, like, wanting them to ROI right away? Like, what explain the
No, I
no
mean,
expectations.
like so the ROI thing just on boas in general, it's like so far out. Like I bought a
Mhm.
bunch of babies and I've been raising them up. Like I have hog islands that I should be able to produce maybe this coming season, and that'll be awesome. But I mean like expectations in the sense of like I don't know, there's not really a way to describe it without it sounding like super douchey, I guess.
Okay, we can
But
do
it's like
if we
the
want.
only thing that I like compare it to is like people will get ball pythons and it not be a project type animal, but they have project aspirations or
Yes.
something. Like it's like where it's like that should not be in the breeding pool. That should be in the pet pool. Like what I
Yes.
like when I say expectations, like I'm not trying to think of like, okay, well, I can produce this boa litter and it'll be like $20,000 worth of babies or some kind of crazy thing like that. Like what I like, so no expectations is probably incorrect. My expectation is that I'm going to produce pretty boas that I can sell to people that will enjoy them for what they are. That's what my expectation is.
Okay.
I'm like whether they're a super like I really like the VPI snow leopard thing. That was one of the projects that I was holding on to like wanting to do. is VPI snow leopards. Like, how cool is that?
Does that combo have a name? Is it snow? Is it snow
Well,
leopards?
the hypo version is like glaciers or something.
Okay, because
I'm
the
pretty sure.
habit it
Yeah,
would be a habanero plus an annery. Are you going to do it with
correct. Yeah,
BEA only and not
that's
type
my
one?
goal. Yeah, is
Okay.
BEA. Yeah, so I have a carbon het female, which is a carbon het VPI female, which is the one that was used for the thumbnail for the video.
Hmm.
Um, so it's like that's kind of what I would like to do is I would like to make carbon versions of like snow leopards, basically. So
Should
it's
probably look
very
good.
like, yeah, it's going to look good. And it's like there is like an expectation for that, obviously, to like look good. But
Hmm.
it's literally just for the because I enjoy that look and I want that look. And that's why I
Hmm.
have that leopard female too, is so I can take that stuff back into, pure leopard look to chunk up. I find it funny. You're like, every time you say it, it's hilarious to me when you talk about the freak nasty corns because they have like their thick patterns and whatever else. So
Yes. Sorry. I'm so
is what I want is a freak nasty VPI snow leopard. No
sorry.
hypo because hypo diminishes the pattern on those. I
Hmm.
want the thickest, crunchiest black and white snow leopard that I can make.
Do you have any
So
ambitions to pure Sonoran morph projects on purpose? Like
not really. It's
okay.
hard because it's like certain things are pretty. Like Warren Booth, he has those like the Honduran T positive like leopards. Like those look
Hmm.
gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. But I don't want to. I it's like I want to like regress a little bit to an extent in the
Oh,
sense of
okay.
like I want to have less numbers and more fun.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so
I
so
was
so
thinking
it's
about it before this started. I was like, I need a Marie Kondo this fucking collection. Like,
yeah,
does this spark
exactly.
joy? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I could breed it and I would probably like it and I'd probably sell it. But sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? I got
Yeah.
backups to my backups. It would be really
Yeah,
nice
so
to.
so so there is that, and it's like, and that's where I'm at to an extent with some of the ball python stuff, and it's a lot of that is just because of like the rodent numbers that I have to maintain because I breed my own like ASF for
Mhm.
my ball pythons, and that's basically a necessity to do that. So it's like you're kind of weighed down due to the rodent breeding. And to date, I haven't done more than 20 clutches of ball pythons in a year, and I
Mhm.
have quite a few more ball pythons than that. So what I would really like to do is just get my collection, which was always the plan, was to basically grow so I could shrink, like basically produce animals that were multi-gene whatever towards like
Mhm.
my end desire, and then I can kind of move out some of that in between space kind of stuff and then get the collection down to like 40 ball pythons, and that would be more than enough to still continue to produce 20 clutches a year, meanwhile maintaining a decent like because there's boas that I would still like to get. Like I have a Paralongicata that's coming from Allison still, and then she's going to be producing some anery and IMG
Crispy
or
snakes?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then she also has some anery like hypermel longicata stuff from stuff that I actually used to have. Like she has some of the stuff that I did produce back
Mm.
in 2010, like from animals that I got from Micah and all that. So it's like they're like the longicatas are one that I want to have like probably 3 pairs worth of animals for. And
Mhm.
then the Hog Islands, I would like to have another pair so I could have 2 pairs of Hog Islands, two or 3 pairs of Longicata, and then I picked up. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name because it's Ashley something something. She's on Facebook most of the time, but she does really pretty like Dumerals. Like I picked up 2 males and
Mhm.
3 female Dumerals. So it's like I just wanted stuff that like because Dumerals are pretty, like they're pretty
Yeah.
as hell. Like the patterns are cool, the colors are cool. Someone could get a Dumeral and just be more than happy just having that as a cool pet.
Mhm.
And that's where I want to be more so now than like pushing or trying to do all these projects and whatever else. aside from like the snow leopard stuff, because it's just pretty and that's just not out there. So, at the end of the day, you just got to kind of make it yourself. And
Mhm.
it's just a fun process, a rewarding process to do that.
I saw on Facebook actually a pairing. Rising Sun it's their pairing. I don't know them, but I saw it and I was like, oh, thank God. Like it was a very old style boa pairing, like
Yeah.
very pastel jungle to pastel looking lineage the whole way down. Maybe a
Yeah.
hypo in there. But what are your thoughts on like that? Like, it's almost like the boa market forgot in some ways how to selectively breed because it morphed a bunch, or like it went out of fashion or something. You
So,
think
so the,
it come
kind
back?
of, and I think but maybe, I don't know if it did do that. I don't know if it did, because like when I look at like Chaz, for instance, Chaz is just producing beautiful stuff, and he's breeding beautiful stuff to beautiful stuff,
Yeah,
and you have like,
Chaz
and
has
you
a
have
great collection.
Gunlock,
I guess
and
like
you
the idea
have,
of like I don't know, getting autistic about one thing really hard, even if it's not that
yeah, see, I
stat.
think so there's a dude, why am I forgetting his name? I'm like annoyed that I'm forgetting his name, but he had, and I'm still an idiot, but part of me, it's dumb. He had the prettiest, absolute prettiest boas he produced them in Daytona, or he had them in Daytona, and they looked absolutely like phenomenal. But they were cherry pastels, and they were
Mhm.
brighter than any blood boa you'd ever seen. And it's like, and I thought about it, and I was like, man, like I couldn't justify spending like $800 for a like normal boa, and that's like, and
Why
that's like
not
me
though?
being, I
Couldn't
know,
you though? If you think
because
about
I'm an
it.
idiot, because I'm an idiot. That's why.
Okay, okay. Okay.
But like,
Like I
but
would spend
that was the
800 for a normal
problem.
corn snake if I thought it like
Tar River Reptiles is the dude's name.
okay. Does he have an Instagram? Do you know?
I'm gonna look and find it and see if he.
We can share pictures if we want.
I know he has an Instagram. Um, yeah, he has. Yeah, he has one. And it's like nine. It's like 12 or something photos down. But you can see a couple of them there. Um, like they're just phenomenal looking. Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. Like they're stupid nice, very pretty, like gorgeous. And I would venture to say like those don't even do those justice, because they were phenomenal looking. They looked Aztec-y, but he said there was not Aztec in there, but they looked Aztec-y. Like that one
But don't you
specifically
think it would
looked
be worth
Aztec-y.
it to pay somebody
I know. I told you
$800
I
for
was an
that?
idiot. I know it is worth it. It is
Like
worth it.
that's a lot of selective reading and work, and
My
you can like
my
jazz
my
up a
cons
snow leopard with that or something.
this is the concern that I had with that, though, is like, if I were to have done that, would the people
The people.
do the
Hmm.
same whenever I eventually produce those things? That's the problem. Is
Yeah, I
like
know.
it's like person isn't stupid, but people are stupid.
Yes.
Like as a whole. So it's like the individual person might be fine, but the group of people might not be. So would people appreciate if I put that beautiful blood labyrinth that I just got from Chaz like a couple months or a couple weeks ago? Would people appreciate me taking that animal into those cherry pastels and then be willing to
I
pay
think
what
the
I would like
unwashed
for them?
masses are never ready to appreciate anything,
That's
really.
true, yeah.
But I think
The
some things are
connoisseurs
for
out there
people
might.
internal to the hobby, and some things are for things that are people that are external to the hobby. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah, that's probably fair.
it happens in like all the other species too. Like no pet person looks at a redhead whatever combo and it like sees the value of redhead in a ball python. Let's just be clear, because it doesn't do that much, but it does something to the
Doesn't do
people.
much for me either.
It
Like
does
I don't
something
understand it.
to the people who like it. But and then like a locality, I don't know, gray band. You're like, this is the only version of this in the hobby because I
The
collected it.
only street I need one from.
Yes. That's very internal to the hobby coded, but someone might
Yeah.
like it because it's just a gray band that they looks cool. So I think it's, but this is also very like colorful. So it could translate to more.
It could, yeah. Like if I do think that people in general could accept or are willing to pay up to like $1,000 for a cool pet. I feel
Yes.
like they would be.
Yes.
And it just depends on what that pet would be. But I see a lot, I would feel like there'd be less hemming and hawing on, and at the end of the day, like if you produced an entire litter of boas that looked like they were literally dipped in red that look like that, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to get a $500 or more average per animal on that anyway. And people would walk away with a very beautiful, rewarding pet that is going to live a long time and reliably eat frozen thawed. So it's not like they're like, so again, it just comes down to like me being an idiot and like hemming and hawing over it and everything else. But it's like, I seen those in Daytona and then they were in my save for a while and then they sold and I was like, damn it. It's like one of those situations where whenever they sell, it's like, how dare someone buy my animal that I wanted,
Right. Well, you'll just have to buy some next time. I do think, so, like, I guess a small amount of devil's advocacy here against boas is I've had a lot of pushback from like normies. They're like, I would never buy a snake that gets that big. I'm like 5 feet. And I'm like, so there's a size component to some normal people's keeping. And I've come around to like,
and I got Burmese python.
Right.
So I got the whole gamut.
Okay, good. But it's just so funny. They're like, I couldn't buy a 4-foot enclosure. I'm like, what? Like, why are you in this show? It's not that big.
Like a 4-foot enclosure takes up the same amount of space as a 10-gallon, basically. Like it's like a wall in a room in your house. Like it's,
right.
Like
it's been very strange conversations with like new people to the hobby where they couldn't imagine. And I'm like, you need a gecko or something, I think is the answer. Because snakes come in lots of sizes, but very few of them are like they want a baby colubrid to stay that size.
I was baffled. I was talking to Brent about like the hognose stuff, and he was like basically telling me like I should try pairing them, even though I didn't cycle them, because first year females can sometimes just go without, brumation and whatever. And he was telling me about like the weights of like the males, like how much the male should like weigh like minimum. And I was just like, I put like my smallest male on my little scale, and I was like baffled that male is like breeding size. I was like, what are you talking about? This thing is as big around as a pencil.
Right. So hognoses do fill that role of like a male hog is like a very small animal as an adult.
I was like, whenever I was like, oh yeah, like I told him like, oh yeah, like my toxic female, like she's like 450 grams. And he's like 450 grams.
That's
like he was like, I look at her and I still think she's small. Like she's not like a big snake, like that was my problem with the ball pythons. Like I raised up my like first het sunset females that I got for almost 4 years before I paired them, because I didn't think they were big enough, because I was giving them time like a boa,
Right.
Like there's no way, dude. I see things now. It's like, they're not even filling out the sides of like a 50 series, like a 55 series tub.
Right.
And I'm just like, it's so crazy how literally small this ball python can be and give you like 4 to 8 eggs versus like what I just thought that they needed to be much bigger. It's the same problem I had with those damn hognose. I was like, yeah, these guys are friggin' nowhere near, like the male, like smaller than my pinky. And apparently he's like way above size to need to breed. And I'm like, how's that possible? But I do forget that whenever they're born, they're literally like as thin as a damn chopstick. So
right. And like whatever, 6 grams or something.
Like yeah, they're like pinkies or have more weight than they do somehow. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Did you keep your old enclosures for boas from before, or did you have to rebuy?
So I have the 8016 ARS that I had. because I also had blood pythons. So because it was like over time, the boas, just kind of got less and less, but I sold my 8-foot AP cages that I had. And then because most of the stuff I have now anyway is like mixed into central blood. So it's all smaller, whatever stuff. But yeah, I have my 8016, because I had blood pythons, and I still have blood pythons. Right now, the rack is like bull snakes, blood pythons, and then I have my Hog Island female in there.
Do you want to get more bigger cages, more cages?
I was looking at the Apex cages because I want to put my berms in those, because my berms aren't huge by any stretch, but I got the big Freedom Breeder rack, like the 6x3 one. And it's like enough space, but like I want, like, I don't know, I just want to be able to see the animals. Like I want to be able to enjoy them and like have fun with them, and being able to like look at them and like just enjoy them. Like I set up I need to get some more like clutter for their cage. But I set up my Barons racers in like 4-foot enclosures, this week. And it's like I got a couple of branches in there and like a little water dish / hide box situation. But I want to put some plants, and I just want to like, I want it to be a nice thing that I can just like look at and like and enjoy, kind of like in a fish tank. Now I wouldn't necessarily do that with like the berms, because they would literally crush everything in there, but it would be nice to do that. And I don't know if I would do like cages for the boas, because I do enjoy the ease of clean that a rack brings. But I do like that 8016 size for the majority of them. And if, needed, I would probably go up to like the 5-footer for like the bigger females. But, maybe the Doomerals, maybe they'll all need, the 5-6 foot, ARS rack. But
I do like putting boas in big cages because they're busy, like bold, active. They're having fun. They're not scared. They're like, I gotta go. I'm going up here.
The problem is all those cages though, and again, this is where it'll be nice with the more fun, less animal situation would be like, because what I would want is all those cages to be like 2 feet high, because being able to climb in there to like clean stuff, it's like you want that, or I want that. So
would you
like an important
put a shelf in it
like,
if it was 2 feet high?
If it was 2 feet high, I'd go outside with a saw and lob off some branches and stuff, and like literally put something in there that would be enough for them to like locomote and be on. But yeah, if I did have it 2 feet high, I would either do
fine. But I do like shelves for big females, because then they can drag, like the process of dragging their whole body up and down is like makes them stronger physically.
Yeah.
For pushing out babies.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem with like some of the colubrids and stuff that get egg bound, just because they don't have the strength, because they're not doing stuff.
Right. You have to like allow them to do stuff to get stronger. Ab day.
So then
every day.
Yeah. So that is like, that is like a thing that I am like considering. And if I have less stuff, that would be the situation. And I've also been looking at, I just haven't found the right one yet, but those big like Java tree, like cat or parrot perch things, I'm sure you've seen them. They're just like a base with like a big Java tree branch or something on them. Just putting something like that in the middle of the snake room. And it's like, whenever I'm cleaning cages or doing whatever, I just pull out a boa or pull out whatever and put it on it and let it cruise around and do some stuff.
Snakes can skip leg day. That's right. They don't skip ab day though. Yeah, I like those things. I'm always concerned about cross contamination.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So it'd have to be like within, like what I do now to reduce cross contamination for boas.
Like just douse it with some peroxide.
Right, or just push it outside into the sun, because arenavirus doesn't like to be in the sun. It will die on the contact outside of the host within a couple of days or whatever. So if you just like, it's the party time, and then you push it outside and leave it on your deck, then bring it back inside, it's all dead. All of it's dead.
Yeah.
So that's what I do for like my cleaning bin, because I don't like them to I mean, you know, I don't have like one shared bin that they all go to. I have like a couple, but those bins will take turn sanitizing outside and they get washed out. And then when I drag somebody out and then walk around their cage cleaning poop or whatever, that whole thing happens in like one go with one bin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that? What do you do?
I swap out the entire bin.
Okay, and then you go sanitize that bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with cages. You gotta,
Yeah.
you're
But
like
yeah, so
crawling in
that is
there. You
so
get
that
the
is
thing out.
what's nice is
Right.
yeah, with that stuff, it's like I just, with the exception of like my berms, like whenever I clean their enclosures, like I do have like a big sterilite that I put them in, like whenever I'm like
Right.
cleaning.
That's what I mean by bin
But
at that point.
yeah,
Okay.
no, no,
So
I understand that. Yeah,
yeah.
so for me, like that's pretty much what I do for those is I'll clean out my Burmese like enclosure. Like I'll pull the animal out, put them in the bin, clean it out, put them back in, fresh water, take the animal out, and then I give that a spritz with the chlorhexidine, and then a spritz with the hydrogen peroxide, and then
Mm-hmm.
wipe it out, and then next one goes
Right.
in.
It
So
should be enough. Do you take out hides when gravid females give birth?
I mean, I don't really have hides in my stuff because, well, I mean, the ball pythons, because I haven't produced anything outside of ball pythons since 2019. So I didn't even have hides in my boas enclosures because they were in the 8016. So it's like that's a giant hide more or less itself. But
Mm-hmm.
I've never really like needed to use hides unless an animal decides it like wants to like not eat and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they
So
need hides, but I'd give them like all kinds of knickknacks in there, like different things, like cardboard boxes, and
that's
they'll
what I have
poop
in
on
some
it,
of
and
my
then I
bull.
throw
That's
it
what I
away.
have. Yeah, that's what I have in some of my bull snakes cages right now.
Right,
Is I
even the
just have
boas will
like
just like
various
let
boxes.
them.
I'll just throw it in there, and it doesn't look pretty though, so I don't like that. But I have gotten several of those like reptile basics, like
The black
clear or
ones.
not clear, the black, yeah, the black hide
Mm-hmm.
boxes for the ball, some of the ball pythons that get a little food weird. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got a 3D printer not too long ago, so I've printed out different things for like other stuff too. Like like one of my male hog noses, he's a little bastard. Sometimes he'll eat a frozen thawed. Sometimes I'll have to offer him a live ASF. So I got a little hide box in there for him, so he feels cozy and comfy. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only time I've had a female kill a babies was when I let her make a nest box in a kitty litter tray that was like turned up and then put stuff in that. And I think she drowned them by like going in it because you know how they like make a nest kind of
yeah,
like if they have
they
loose
like
substrate.
hollow out some. Yeah, they hollow out
Yes.
some
So she
substrate.
was
Yeah.
doing that in a litter box turned up, and a bunch of them had drowned. And so, and I never did that again. Because I want them to make a nest, but they need to be able to lift their head up to breathe when it's time. And if they can't because her fat ass is in the way, then
yeah,
they don't make it. But I guess they could probably do the same thing if they were enclosed in a hide too, even if it was turned over. So maybe that is a good piece of advice. It is nice, like when they're gravid, giving them loose substrate because I think it makes them feel comfier. What are your thoughts on that? Instead of paper or corrugated cardboard.
I feel like I like substrate just in general more than I do like the paper stuff. I've been having a time with my blood pythons and shedding, whether I have cypress in there or whatever. So I do have them on paper now because it's like the cypress it just stays. Blood pythons just pee so much that it's very easy to like not know if they peed. So it's just much easier to keep them on paper and do that. And I've been having better sheds since having them on paper because I can just wet that down and then it dries out within the next day and then I'll just wet it down again. So it's
So you
like,
think you're not seeing that the cypress is too damp or not damp enough when they get ready to
I don't know.
shed?
I feel like I don't know. It just seems like it dries out so fast in my room. And then it just becomes like an issue versus just paper. But for the boas, I do think I'm just, going to continue just using I get the stuff from Tractor Supply, the horse stall bedding stuff, the
Me
American
too.
Excelsior, like horse stall. Yeah, I really like that, like, consistency of stuff.
Hmm.
I do know that people generally are concerned with like hemipines retracting in some aspen and whatever else. So it's like, I don't know if on during breeding season,
Right. I
I might
switched to
switch
all
stuff to paper
cardboard or paper
just to,
during
yeah,
breeding
just so
season.
nothing happens during that. But then, like, once things are done, I might,
Right.
basically
I
throw
think the females
that back in.
like it to be
Yeah.
because they're so full looking for so
Yeah.
long. So
Yeah.
they'll like lay their fat bodies, and if they have a shelf, they will like comfort lay their butt off of the shelf to like take the
Little
pressure off.
gravity. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And I think they
Yeah.
like it, need it. I don't know. I don't know. But I have before my last collection, I had a male get infected hemipenes from breeding on substrate and die from that. So I'm because I don't think they pay that as much. They're not as careful where they put it.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. As ball pythons, I think ball pythons are more like, oop, there she is. Hold it up in the air. Boas, they're dragging it around.
They're just wherever
They're tickling
they're
the
just trying to
wall.
find a spot. Yeah.
Any hole will do right now.
But I think it's also like the consistency of the bedding is different too, right? Because like for ball pythons and stuff, you're using either cocoa block or cypress generally. So that material is less likely to get stuck to a wet snake
Right, then
hemipene
like a fluffy
than a fluffy,
yes.
like splintery aspen shaving.
I'm not trying to make fun of cypress mulch. I know a lot of people use it and they think it's great, but it's very pokey to me looking. And the last time I had cypress, which was a long time ago, an Amazon tree boa had her litter and then ate the slugs, right, as they do, but she was eating the pokey ass cypress and I was like, never again, never again. Because nobody makes cypress that isn't pokey. Like cocoa is round when they cut it.
Yeah, it's like
blocky, like little blocks.
Literally, yeah.
But if you ate that, it's good. You're gonna poop it out. You're gonna poop it out.
I agree. I like not necessarily around me, although there are people now that are carrying cypress. Mm-hmm. I liked it just because it was a better value per dollar.
Yes.
Because a cocoa block is an insane cost for not a lot of fillage versus like even if I'm overpaying and paying 10, 11 bucks a bag of cypress, that still is going to cover more square footage of tub than it would, a block of cocoa. Now, again, this goes back to the problem before. Like if I get my numbers down to like 40, it wouldn't be that big of a deal buying a couple of cocoa blocks and just using them as needed. But whenever I'm trying to fill up, what used to be 4 ARS racks, now 3, ARS racks of ball pythons, it definitely gets a lot more costly to do that. So I've been using cypress for a couple of years now without any issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree it is pokier because whenever I go to mix it, sometimes I'll shank myself with a random thing, and I'm like,
I heard a story of a boa years ago stabbing itself in the eye with cypress while shedding and dying. Freak accident. Crazy. I've also seen stuff where like a little baby boa eats paper towel.
Oh yeah, I've seen
and or eats loose substrate because it's not smart yet.
I've had one eat a paper towel before.
Right. Yeah.
It survived. You gotta get. It was fine.
They're very good at eating.
Yeah.
Right. I think everything has its like various concerns, but in terms of like cost mitigation versus risk mitigation, I do think it's like a personal taste nuance thing. And like if I had cypress here that I could get, I didn't have to special order a pallet of it. Like if it was at my farm store or whatever.
Where do you live again? You're like in like Oklahoma or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do they have like a Menards there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I was gonna say because there's a lot of Menards that carry like the pure cypress stuff. The closest one to me is a couple hours away. So I had a buddy of mine he came by to pick up a rodent rack from me before, and he brought like 30 bags of that stuff for me. So
Good
the other
looking
guys
out.
locally here, they get the stuff ordered in from that company in North Carolina, but you literally need to order like a pallet of it at a time to like
Mhm.
make it make sense. So
Right. And it's
you're
fine.
just
It
kind of stuck.
makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I've been doing. So for ball pythons or an animal, I want it to be tropical for that moment in that cage, like a boa or whatever. I'll usually do half cocoa and then like pine or something cheaper in the back where they poop anyway, where you might be spot cleaning more. And so like it saves money on the part where they're on the most, which is the colder side, the front side.
Yeah.
But I would just use cocoa if it was cheaper for every part. Because it is
I feel like
good.
the cocoa though, because it like that's the one thing that's really nice about like Aspen or Sandy chips or like any of those things is that it's like not brown, so it's very easy to spot a turd.
Right, see a turd. Or
Like
see like a spilled moldy bit or
yeah,
whatever.
like it's so easy to see stuff. Whenever it's like brown, it's just tough.
Yeah.
Like, but I recently like I got some leaf tail geckos, and I have like the cocoa core or whatever. Like basically, it's the
Mhm.
ground up where it's like a dust almost. Like I have that with like some soil mix something. Like I have that as like the base in their enclosure, and I like the look of it. But for a bigger snake, that's just not
Right.
ideal. For like a little gecko, it's like fine, and spot cleaning is easy enough with like that. But you know, it might be a little bit difficult. But I was just trying to think of like how I want to set up like my Barons like enclosure, because right now I just have aspen and a couple of sticks in there, but I'd like to put a more earthy looking substrate with like a
Mhm.
bunch of branches and maybe do something to like mount some plants like in the corner to just like have some stuff that's just kind of draping down and just something that looks nice, you know?
Mhm.
So, but it goes to like maintenance and time and efficiency and all that other stuff too. So you got to find the happy balance of that.
Right. For sure. Eric had a boa eat paper towel and then regurgitated it and then was fine after that. So that's good. It's just paper towel. It doesn't seem to break down or
No,
pass through because it's so big.
it's like so it's just soaking wet and just turns into like
Right.
a
And it'll
thing
like
that just
wick
goes through their
stomach
body.
acid out of their stomach up their throat if it gets like half stuck. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So like I
That's
prefer
why
to
I like
keep
there's
babies
a
on
lot of
paper than paper towel because it's harder to accidentally eat paper.
well, it's really affordable too, just to get unprinted newspaper from like Uline. You can get it in like big boxes
Mhm.
of like so many sheets you won't even know what to do with.
Right. That's what I
And
do.
they make them a bunch of different sizes too. So that's what I use for the blood pythons right now. I got like some bigger sheets and I just lay it down and call it good.
Hmm. Do you remember a long time ago in the boa market, people would mansplain and lecture to each other how people shouldn't breed boas that weren't good because there maybe weren't enough homes for boas. It like reminds me of like because right now nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying like don't breed your two random mutts you found on Craigslist. I mean maybe people are, but like that narrative has diminished over time. Do you think we're at the right number of boas being produced or
I don't know.
we're
I
on
mean,
the upswing again?
I don't know if I see that because I think it's different now versus like in the past when it was like Reptile Insider for like a forum and you're in there talking to people. Right now, things are
Mhm.
just kind of spread out amongst places. Like, I don't really know of places where there's like a lot of BOA talk specifically going on.
I mean, like Facebook
Like,
groups.
I know, but I literally, I don't really think like I'm a part of some BOA Facebook groups, but it's like, a Longicata group. It's like a
Hmm.
sharp group. It's a blood group. It's like
Not
morph
boas for
specific. It's
beginners.
like yeah. It's like morph specific groups where people are generally just posting in their beautiful production or their animal they picked up or whatever else.
Hmm.
So I'm not necessarily seeing that, um, and
I,
I don't know if people. I mean, maybe we are at a number where it's like totally fine, but boas just they're just not the easiest to make anyway. So it's like they could try and it
Mhm.
still might not work. And, you know, at the end of the day, there is probably going to be somebody that's willing to give this little mutt boa that is of unknown origin a
Mhm.
nice home in a cage in their house somewhere, you know?
Right. I think mutt boas in general are smaller than they used to be, so it's more feasible for more people to own them as a pet. I would
Yeah,
agree with
because
that.
most of them are probably Sonoran or Central crosses of some sort, I would
Right.
imagine. Because they're
Right.
always like, what is this dirt colored boa? Like, what kind is
Is
it?
this the true red tail?
Yeah, it's like,
That's the
might not
meme.
be. Yeah,
It's not.
or they'll be in like the Hog Island group. That's the funniest one. It's like, you know, is this like a, you know, pure Hog Island? And it's like, if you have to ask that, it's not. Even if
Right.
it is, it's not, because you don't know if it is. But like most of the time, they 100% look like a hypo is bred to them, and they're
Right.
like a sunset hypo, you know, cross situation.
What do you
So
think about that? It's almost like sunsets went out of fashion too. Are they
I don't
out of
know. Like
fashion?
I think they're beautiful. The
Yeah.
ones that one dude made that were like the sunset blood like combination, and the
Mm-hmm.
best bloods that Chris Gilbert made were 50% hog. Like they were Hog Island influenced blood boas, and they were pretty.
Is
Um,
Chris still around?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in like a while. I think he might have felt some kind of way about one of the animals I sold that I got from him when I was kind of changing my tune on the boas. And but I don't know. He probably
Oh,
isn't, because I haven't seen him post anything
I
or
haven't
haven't seen
either.
anything
I just
from
thought
him.
about it.
So
He did get
yeah,
Gilbert T plus added to Morph Market, so good for
yeah,
him. He'll be.
yeah. They're
That's the
pretty.
other
I
thing
mean,
about boas that's
they're,
interesting is people will like take a break for longer because they have less total animals and then
yeah,
just reappear and have had the same animals the whole time. Have you ever noticed that? They'll just be like, "Oh, I
yeah.
still have
And
10,
but you know, so
whatever."
here's the other thing that's very appealing in my mind to like the boas, and it goes to stuff that you've said many times, like on your show, is to an extent like the shelf life of these female boas and even the male boas are so
Mhm.
much longer. Like
I
it's like
know.
the boas that I have
Sorry.
now, the boas
Sorry.
that I have now, like I got the females that I got specifically because I know that they're going to be useful forever. Like there's going to be no reason for me to need to swap them out. Like
Right.
they're going to be fine, and I can just upgrade my male in like 5 to 10 years after I produce whatever you know what I mean? Like even the male shelf life is way longer. Like a male boa, you're going to be able to use him for multiple seasons versus
Or
a ball
forever
python.
if it's like a
Or yeah,
locality. Yeah.
well, those things are definitely, you know, that's the benefit of like the Hog Island and the Longicatas and the Dumerals and whatever else is. Those are always going to be a Longicata. Those are always going to be a Dumerals, a true
Right. They
red
don't
tail.
get
Like
devalued
they're
tomorrow
always
or something. I
no,
don't know. I guess we could
their
overproduce
values are going to
them.
fluctuate like marginally based on overproduction.
Right.
But it's like, you know, what Tim was saying with his like Angolan pythons. It's like, oh, I sold all my Angolan pythons. And then someone's like, oh, well, why don't you make like 20 clutches of them? And he's like, because the market won't sustain 20 clutches of goddamn Angolan pythons from
That's
my
right.
one person, you
Hmm.
know? And it's like, that's like, I think about it occasionally because it's like right now I have eggs in the incubator from some berms that I bought back in like peak COVID time.
Hmm.
And I don't say that in a bad thing because it's like I paid $9,500 for this pair of berms, a very
What were
high
they?
dollar value.
Pies?
Well, it was a triple het caramel granite pied male
Okay.
and an albino triple het caramel granite pied female
All right.
that I picked up. And at that time, I could have gotten a DG clown for $10,000,
Hmm.
and everybody was buying a DG clown for $10,000.
Hmm.
And then everybody has been produced those DG clowns, and then the value is now two nickels. Like
Hmm.
so, I made a wise decision in getting those, even though it took a lot of years for those to come up because like they're berms, and this is my first year, and I got like 19 eggs from that female. And
Have you
it's
tried to
like,
sell them yet, or are you
what's that?
the berms
Yeah, I produced berms year before
last
last.
year?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it an okay market to
Yeah.
sell into, or was it hard to find
No, it went
customers?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
it
are
went
way
fine.
less berms for some reason than retics, and I know retics are pretty, but sometimes I'm like,
Retics are like a giant corn snake.
right, but I think berms are a giant Labrador in terms of
Yeah, they are.
personality. So I'm
But
like,
everybody
what?
loves a
Berm?
Labrador.
Yeah, I like Labradors.
I'm just like, I think that the berm is the ultimate large snake pet.
Yeah.
I don't think that like it should be everybody's first snake, but
No.
someone could get a Burmese python as their first snake and grow into it and be totally fine. If they do that with a retic, they're in trouble, because as soon as that thing starts getting horned up because it turns into a man, then it's pushing its face into the friggin' glass and doing
Mm,
all sorts of craziness. Like, it's, I don't know, but I do like the berms. I do think that if you want a very large snake, a berm is a great thing for
right.
that. If you want less of a snake, a boa is great for that, or a blood python. I think boas and blood pythons are right next to each other, but a blood python just doesn't hold the same way that like a boa does. So there's a big difference
Right. They
there
look
with that.
like tuna fish, they're so compact and
Yeah.
globular as they go down. It looks
Yeah.
like you're holding a salmon or something. But a
You
boa
are.
is
You're
like
holding like
semi-arboreal,
the
so it's
tail of
like,
the salmon. Yeah. That is true. That
you
is
know what I'm
very
saying?
accurate.
Like I'm like, oh my god, don't drop that. It feels like it's gonna flip away.
Because it will, because they're
Right,
not going to hold on to you at all.
right, and carpets too.
Like
Carpets are boa
there's
like in that,
yeah
I think too.
there's literally not an arboreal bone in a blood python's body. Like, it's just, if
Well,
they
where do
don't
you
have
think?
ground underneath them, something's wrong.
Right. Well, where do you think bloods fit into the world? Do you think they're like a ball python's person's next upgrade, or do you think there should be more people who are blood python only people, or are they too unusual because they're like a thick and juicy but bigger snake? Where do they fit in terms of what
Huh.
people want?
I'm not sure where they fit necessarily. I think if you want something that's very impressive,
Mm-hmm.
and like this, there was, when we went to Tinley last year, I brought several blood pythons, and there was a chick that came up at like the end of the show on Sunday, and she friggin' absolutely loved this like T positive blood female that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and she thought it was just, or no, it wasn't. It was either, no, it was a golden eye female that I had, and she was like 2 years old or so, and she was phenomenal. And she seen it, she thought it was amazing. She had had a boa. I think people that have a boa are more likely to convert into a blood python than a
Oh,
ball
not a
python
ball
person is,
python. Okay. All
because
right.
for some reason the ball python folks, it's like if it doesn't fit in a 55-40, it's like, hold on now, I can't stack 40 of them in
That's
a
true.
friggin' 5 foot by 2 foot spot.
I
So
know,
I'm gonna have
but
to.
how many times do you have to explain to them, like, if it doesn't fit a ball python mode, it's not bred that much just by default, and so its price will by default be more stable. How many times do we have to say that? You
I
know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever.
but
That's
you know, it's like the same, you know, it goes into the same thing. Like right now there's like so much like push for like the DG Exanthic Clown project, and the same exact thing that happened to the DG Clowns is going to happen to the DG Exanthic Clown. The only difference is people might have learned from that a little bit, so they're trying to get more incomplete dominant genetics in there.
and slow
So it's
down a
like,
little bit.
so they're not going to slow down.
Okay,
They're going to
sorry.
try and milk.
Okay.
I don't believe that they're going to try and slow down. What I think they're going to try and do is they're going to try and pump and dump and produce as many as they can before the value drops, and then they're going to
Okay.
move on to the next best thing. And
All
that
right.
is what gets me to wanting to enjoy the other stuff, like the blood pythons. So I do think that like Elijah, he doesn't bring ball pythons to any of the shows he does. He brings blood
Mhm.
pythons.
Does he sell all
He's
of his
st-
ball pythons online exclusively, or does he
I
wholesale
believe
them
so,
or
yeah.
something? Okay.
No,
I
he
mean, I've
sells them
seen some
online.
of his ball pythons
Yeah,
on Morph
he
Market.
sells them on Morph Market and online and whatever. But
Do you think it'd
predominantly
be
his
hard?
presence.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be hard to compete with Elijah though? Like if you only had a couple bloods, but they could just go to Elijah and get all kinds of bloods and short. Does he do short tails? Other short tails?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a pair of Sumatrans from him. I got a pair of Sumatrans and a pair of Sumatrans and 2 female caramels from him. Yeah.
Right. But is it hard to compete in a Tinley type setting if you just have like a little sprinkle of them? Do the people
I sold the
notice
ones that I
yours?
brought to Tinley.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So now I do think maybe they didn't get to Elijah's table because he has a wider spread of those things. But you know that go like it
what about the SCRE?
Like
Do they want the SCRE? Those people there, the humans?
If I'm hoping that like I didn't make any bloods this year, but next year I'm going to pair them earlier. I paired them too late, like a dummy, because I just thought because the last time I produced them, I was like, oh, I paired them around this time. Let me just do that again. No, I just got lucky that time, and it worked out. Like when I talked to Elijah, he's like, he basically pairs his blood pythons like he does his boa, like you would boas. Like you're basically pairing them in the fall, and then throughout like winter and then into spring is when they're going to start to ovulate and produce.
Does he fast them in that winter pairing time to any extent?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Okay. I mean, I fast
like
the
he might
off the boas.
Yeah, he might. You know, because the pythons, I feel like their follicles grow because of the hammering of food and everything else. But during the winter, but I'm not sure. I'd have to like ask him and see like what he does exactly. Mm-hmm. But you know, if you know my pipe dream for my perfect table at like Bob's show would be, I'd have my 2 tables, and on like one table I would have like my ball pythons, and then the other table I would have like boas and colubrids. Or I
would you ever want to be the kind of guy who's like, stop, this time I'm boa guy only, I'm rolling in here with 4 displays of boas, and then the next time you spice it up, all colubrids? Like
if I could, I would probably just have a table of boas, like 2 displays, so 1 display of boas, 1 display of blood pythons, and then 1 table of hognose milks and bull snakes.
You'd like to have the full gambit?
No, I would like to have all of those minus ball pythons and no berms, because you can't, because they're illegal in Georgia. Right. But it's like I would like to not bring a ball python to that show. Right. Is what I would like to do. Because is there a lot of ball python competition there? I'm assuming. I mean, the ball pythons make up the majority of the market in general, but there is definitely competition there. But at the same time, I don't necessarily believe that ball pythons make a great pet. So I don't think that people going to that show, if they're looking for a good pet snake, I feel like the other options that I just listed would be a far better pet snake than a ball python would be.
Well, where do you think you want to present your ball pythons at? Online only?
Just Morph Market.
Okay. Yeah, it's very confusing because I have 18 trillion species, and I'm always like in Denver, I'm a colubrid breeder only for some reason.
Yeah.
And then sometimes down here, I will only bring ball pythons to like a little yokel show with bananas or whatever, like the fluff, like launder off.
The problem is that's not my ball python stuff, and that's why I feel like I've just not done super well at the majority of the shows that I've done with the ball pythons, is because the majority of the stuff I have is like, you need like the vision to like see what this brown ball python is going to make.
But most people don't have, normal people don't have any vision.
And that's why I haven't done super well at a lot of the shows with the ball pythons. You know, because it's like a lot of project type stuff. And then it's like, okay, cool. I got like a sunset hat puzzle that I have for $7,500. You can go get a used Corolla for that price. You know what I mean? It's like,
right. That's online only for sure.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like, unless you have somebody that goes to the show and it's like, oh, you're going there. It's like, I can pick it up from you there. So like something along those lines, but like for the majority of that stuff. And I do think that, something that you've mentioned before in like the previous shows is how we're kind of like going back to where like shows are more necessary to an extent over an online presence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, something along those lines where it's like where you're posing that question of whether the importance of shows for either people getting in the hobby or for pet people or whatever else. And I do think that that is like a thing. It's just for all the reasons that you've said many times. It's like shows are just they're scary. Shows are a scary place.
Yes, they are.
You got cooties everywhere. So
right, and you have just like danger at every turn, like loading in and loading out, and it's 85, 90, 100 degrees outside, snowing, car crashes. I just get the heebie-jeebies constantly.
Yeah, so for those reasons, I like the idea of shows. I don't like shows though, but I like the idea of it. But I do Bob's show, so that's twice a year. I've done Tinley a couple of times because I've been able to piggyback with buddies. But I would do Tinley more, or I would do it on my own and bring no ball pythons and just bring all the other stuff that I want. But what I also don't want is I don't want to be in a situation where I'm like, okay, let me work this, that, and this so that I have a variety of stuff to bring to a show to sell at a show.
Yeah.
Like a bird in the hand is worth two in a bush kind of situation.
Right.
Like I'd much rather just sell my animal online and ship it to you than I would spend an entire day boxing up a bunch of stuff to take 10 hours away to sell it to you there. Like I'd much rather just ship. But
are you worried about the like shipping apocalypse situation and how that will affect your business?
I mean, I have where I'm at in Maryland, there's like quite a few hubs in this general area for me to be able to ship out of. Tim had a
I'm
great
worried
idea
about like customers because they're like, they're like, I can't pick up and I live in the bushes.
See, if they live in the bushes, I will ship to their house if I don't get stranger danger vibes from them. Like if they seem reasonable and it's not like a brand new account and it's like all of those things, I would have no problem shipping to their house, providing like ideal temperatures.
Right.
It's just, they just need to be there. Like they need to be there to be able to get the animal. Like,
I know.
They just have to.
So I've done like the interrogation of like, do you live on a dirt road? Because sometimes like FedEx contractors get scared of dirt roads. They won't drive down dirt roads. They're just like not home. They'll just click not home. They won't even pull down.
See, so that is the problem with that is like if you send it to their house, it's like if you have signature required, then it's like, okay, you got to be available between the hours of noon on January 1st and February 15th. Like it's like they give you such a wide range of time that you need to be available. So it just gets crazy. But then it's like, and if they're not there and they can't sign for it, or the person decides they're not home, then the animal goes back to the hub anyway. So they would have to go pick it up or another delivery attempt. So it's like, it's a whole like thing. So I do understand the shipping apocalypse thing and how like problematic that can be. I'm not super worried about it because I've only had to ship to somebody's house a couple of times and it hasn't been that big of a deal because it was an optimal situation to do so. But I could see how that could pose trouble. So
yeah, I think it's okay, but I just keep going back to like I'll be talking to someone about a snake and then it'll go click, 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 and it'll be like, this hub's no longer available. Fuck you. Like that's how fast it is. And that person doesn't even know. And then I'm like, well, what's the temperature now? And I'm like, well, maybe message me in the fall because it's 100 degrees here and there and it's over. So then I'm like, well, back to Kevin's thing, like shows or no shows. This could push importance back onto shows. Like some things don't need to be shipped. And some things do need to ship because they're expensive. They're like internal to the hobby, project animals, rare species. Great. Ship them to someone who's like already knows what's going on, will drive 3 hours to a hub to pick up. And then there are the people who live on a dirt road. Maybe they need to go to a show.
That they can go find their palmetto down at their local show and
yes,
get it there
go to a show
without trouble.
Or pick up from a local breeder near you. There's lots of local people.
Yeah.
Or like,
there's definitely options. The problem that I find, and I signed up for it to go to it, even though in the past it hasn't done amazing for us. Well, it's like hard. So the Gettysburg show, I'm sure you're familiar with like the gambit of shows that happen in the Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia area. There's a lot. There's a lot of shows, and then sometimes they're 2 on the same day, and then they're like an hour away. There's a whole bunch of problems. We did okay the first couple that we did because we had boas, and then we had all ball pythons, and then I sold nothing. Many shows in a row. And I joined in with a couple of buddies, and he had like as soon as you walk through the door, there's his booth, and then we were on the sides of that, so it worked out nice. But at the same time, I think because people were just getting to the show, they were like, let me look around, and then they never come back. So I'm optimistic that whenever we do the show this time, we're going to be like not in that spot and somewhere just in the middle-ish of the area where like they've seen some stuff, and then they come to ours, and they're like, that's what I want, and then they get it, and then they go about their business. So we will see. But I'm going to have very few baby ball pythons there hatchling, just because most of my stuff already has a couple 100 grams on it, but it's also not pet range pet. Like I'm not producing banana clowns and banana pieds and banana whatever. Like I don't have those things. So that doesn't do well for a pet type show. So I'm just not even going to bother bringing them. What I will bring though is some older, which I can't even really use that term because they're like barely breeding size and age adult ball pythons. And just maybe a little baby breeder will decide that female is good for them and good for their potential projects. And then I'll be able to move those out. And then I have a bunch of milk snakes that I'm going to bring to this next Gettysburg show. So
what species?
Hondurans, Pueblans.
Oh, they're cool. They're not like super expensive or whatever, but people like them.
No, they're not. Yeah. I got a group of those from a friend, just to kind of help fill out the table, mostly for like Bob's show. But I figured it'd be a good dry run, doing it at a local show here too. So.
Well, it's almost the end of the show, so it's time for spicy time. Do you think Bob's show will supplant Tinley March, October for ball python-ness, ball python feelings?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know. Terrible build up to your question.
I know. Well, sometimes I'm like, maybe it should.
I think it should, personally. Okay. I think that it 100% should. Chicago sucks. It sucks. It just sucks. It's cold in March. It's cold in October. It sucks. Like, those are the worst times to go. Well, there's worse times, but those are bad times to go. It just is. Like, the problem that I have also is Georgia also kind of sucks. There's not like a lot of, like, there's an aquarium that we haven't yet got the chance to go to. So it's like, that would be fun. There are several really good food places that are around there that we go to each time that we go. So that's awesome. Both of them are the same distance for me. So it's 10 hours either way, whether I go to Tinley or if I go to Bob's show. Either way.
What about vibes? Do you think Tinley's vibes are better than SCRE? Just feelings.
I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like Tinley's vibes or Bob's vibes?
It's too cluttery.
Okay.
Like, you're friggin' like it's just too compact.
Which one smells worse?
I just don't breathe through my nose. So, but it's just like when you're trying to go somewhere at Tinley, you're just constantly like thinking thin and squeezing and doing all this and doing all that. At Bob's show, it's like, it's very open. Like, so it's like, it might look like, I want to say like deserted, but there's less people filling the space. So it like looks more open, like it feels nicer. Like you don't feel like you're being pushed through this or that. Like you're not being like rushed. Like it's a more calming, like relaxed situation. So in
So you like
those
the
ways,
vibes
yeah,
better.
I like the way that it feels at Bob's show way more. The perfect show from an attend, well, maybe not like perfect, but I really enjoy going to Daytona. Like Daytona is fun for us to just go to and hang out. Like we fly
Have you
in.
been to ever?
No,
Okay.
no.
Would you want to?
I've heard it's horrible.
Okay.
I heard it's just because it's like you got to do everything like by mail and by check. Like there's all kinds of these weird little, and then Florida permits and like all this other stuff. Like I don't have any desire to that. But what I do like about Florida though is the fact that like it's like my girlfriend, she's very like okay with going to the shows and doing all this stuff. But like it's nice because as a family, you can go and Saturday is snake show day. So we fly in Friday. It's like a regional airport from here to like Daytona. So it's like super cheap. We just fly in, get a rental car. We go to the show Saturday, do all that, hanging out, dinner
do you fly
with
into
snake
Orlando
people.
International, or do you fly into
Sanford, Orlando, whatever
okay.
that one is, yeah. And so all day Saturday is just snake stuff. And then all day Sunday is hotel pool and the beach for her. So she loves it because she gets fun in the sun and in the sand and whatever else. You know, same thing like back when I lived in California. Like the Anaheim show was great because people could fly in, they go to the Anaheim show, which was an NARBC show, and the family can go puddle around at Disneyland while the husbands or whatever in the reptile show. You know, or same thing. Saturday you could all go to the show. Sunday the whole family goes to Disneyland. Like and it makes it very nice. And I don't think that Chicago has that. And or not that you'd even want to be wandering around Chicago. But Georgia also doesn't necessarily have that in, the times we've been there. There's not like family stuff to really do outside of probably the aquarium. So
yeah, that aquarium has belugas though. That's pretty cool. It's one of the few aquariums with belugas in the whole country.
Yeah, like I said, we haven't gotten a chance to check it out, but maybe this time, who knows? Spider-Man comes out at the same time, so we decided we're gonna. I got like tickets for like the Thursday night that it comes out, so we'll see it like right before we leave, basically. So got to have your priorities straight.
Do you drive in on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll leave at probably like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll get there.
I did that
like
one time.
4 o'clock.
Never again. I drive in on Thursday. Can't because I can't perform right for VIPs. I know Bob show doesn't have a VIP, but
and that's also nice that he doesn't because we did that All American Plant Expo thing that Troy and
in Nashville
and well not Nashville, we didn't do that one, we did the one in the Carolinas. We did that one twice and it was the biggest waste of time both times.
The VIP
it's like 5.5 hours away, so it was nice to go there distance wise, but like the show sucked. I felt like the show sucked. Either, but like also like VIP Friday, VIP Saturday, VIP Sunday, like shut up. Like I don't want to be like, it's like, cause you're like forced to like be there basically in the hopes that you might make this sale,
right.
And it's like,
what if we just have no VIPs anywhere for a little bit, like couple years?
I understand Tinley doing that. Okay. And I understand like the thought process of like, maybe it adds some prestige to it or whatever, but it's like a nationwide traveling show is basically what that's turned into. Borderline like a Repticon or something like that. Just nicer quality, I feel like, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But
no, I think they do a good job.
I just don't like it. Like I don't like that whole VIP thing for that show. I don't.
Listen, little honky tonk shows with I don't know, cowboys next door doing barrel racing. also have VIPs. So like the trend to do that is like everywhere. And I think it should be not, because sometimes I'm like, some of these shows would be fine if they were one day, like these little shows, like
Yeah.
whoosh, get everybody in there one day, buy all the crap, everybody go home. Because
So that is one thing that's nice about here is that a lot of these shows around here are 1 day shows, but I just haven't had the right production for them. And I do think that it goes back to like pet range thing and pet market thing is, hot take, a better situation than project thing.
yeah,
Like
yes.
that's the way that I feel like I'm at currently. I find that the
Lisa
pet
thinks you're
market
hilarious, by the way.
situation, I have my moments. But I do think that like that stuff is better, and I don't think, like, I understand Tinley for that because the crowd and everything else gets crazy. So it's like, okay, charge people extra to come in and not be rushed. I 100% understand that, but I'm pretty sure, is it just VIP like Friday setup and Saturday morning? Like there's not a
Right, for
VIP Sunday.
NARBC? Yes.
Yeah, like it's just VIP Friday during setup and Saturday. I don't think that there's a morning one, but also the morning show starts later as well.
Right,
So
it's at
it's
like
not like,
10
so
or something.
yeah, so instead of like, because like if the show starts at like 9 o'clock, VIP starts at like 8, and it's like I don't show up for my regular job at 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you're asking a lot, I think, you know. So and then to do that, but like the one that we did in the ARP one in Carolina, it's like the show started I think at like 9 o'clock on both days. Those were long ass days, plus the hour VIP beforehand on both sides. Like I just didn't like it. I don't like it. I want.
Brandon says no. Everybody listen. And I think most of the chat is not into VIP, and or if it does happen, not while setting up, because it's like a risk. That's why, like, so I pay for an extra day for Denver because I want to be set up before VIP starts. If there was no customers floating around for on setup day, I would not pay for the hotel and come in early. I would wake up early on Friday and drive in probably. So it does also cost me extra money, like an extra hotel night.
I've gotten my setup thing like pretty down packed. Like I'm trying some new stuff for these coming shows. Like I'm doing like a different kind of setup for Bob's show, for like the ball pythons and stuff. And then I have like a whole new setup entirely for the colubrid stuff, which if I like that, I might consider even swapping out my ARS to do that for the ball pythons as well.
Are you gonna deli cut ball pythons?
Halfway. So those Tumara design displays, where you have like the ultra clear deli cups, and then it sits in there, and you can put like lighting around the inside and whatever else. I like that look. So I don't know. I might try it out and see. I'm gonna do it for like the milk snakes and stuff coming up. For the ball pythons, I mean, I'm gonna, like I said, I have a new stand situation that I'm working with for my ARS displays. So I think that'll like change my tune on like the look and the feel and kind of the vibe, you know. Like
does
William,
it like hold and pivot the? I always thought like the acrylic could be turned forward a little bit too if they're on paper anyway.
Yeah, then the
looking
animals
down.
are gonna. So I have like a plastic liner on the inside of my thing with like my logo and stuff on it. But what I'm talking about specifically is the stand. So I'm basically just doing like my own custom stand for the displays versus the upside down box. I hate the upside down box.
You hate the upside down box. Why do you hate the upside down box?
Because I don't like it. I don't know. Like the like my buddies that I vend with, Matt and Ken, they have like the fabric that goes over their boxes, and that's like fine. But like they don't have like a white one, and a white one would also get dirty very easily. So like that would suck. And it's like my colors are kind of like a white and orange, or I'll wear like a blue shirt sometimes because it's like it's bright, like it's inviting. But it's like,
Do
so
you
for
think
my
ARS
displays,
should sell like different color covers instead of just the black
they
one?
can do what they want. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not going to do that anyway.
Okay.
I just don't like it because like they don't sit on there right, and sometimes like they're too scrunched on the table because like the table's like the perfect width, like front to back for
Mm-hmm.
display and box. So I'm just going to try something out different and see how well it works. But so I just don't like it. Like I think it might look a little bit different. It'll look hopefully like William was talking about it in one of your past shows about like the display of how to set up the animals and stuff. And it's like it's hard because you want to be able to show the animals too, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like your setup would look so much more like inviting if you had like all these like plants and all these other like feel
Mm-hmm.
good things that raise
Mm-hmm.
and that give it like a I don't know, like just an elevated something or another versus just like here's my snake in a cage kind of. I don't know what the right
Yeah,
answer is.
I
Like
think that's like the next great evolution is to let go of like
the
2008
sterility.
Daytona's best case scenario, like acrylic display.
Yeah.
Like that was like peak, but now peak I think could move on if we wanted to. We could try other things for
So
a
there's
little
like
bit.
other things that I have like in my mind that work well, but like also it's like sounds good in theory kind of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've got some phenomenal looking bull snakes. Like they're stupid nice. Like the reds that I have are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in a perfect world, I would bring that red that's fire truck red, just
Mm-hmm.
so nice. And I would have that, and then I would have its babies below it and be like, these are its offspring. Like, look how
Mm-hmm.
awesome that is. And I know the alternative of that is maybe having like a nice picture in like some frame situation or something. I know you've talked about having that before where it's like you'll show off your corn snakes and be like, here's the adult. Like
Yes.
everybody that posts a corn snake on Morph Market should include the adult pictures so that you can see that this is what this worm turns
I
into.
know they look like
You would
shit as
increase
babies,
you would
let's be clear.
increase your they're it's so crazy. Like some of them are so pretty as adults.
Right?
But
Some
you
of them
have to
look like
literally
dog shit as babies. Let's be
yeah, yeah, you have to go to Ian's vivarium and figure out what this looks like
yeah.
before you commit to like the idea, So, I think a lot of animals do that. Like I have some Depi Jani pine
Yeah,
snakes.
they're the number one grower but not
Oh,
shower. They look like shit.
100%.
As
Yeah,
babies.
they have a serious glow up. Like they are
Yeah.
ugly as dirt as a baby, but they are absolute smoke shows as like adults. So it's just like I think that is like a good situation. And even like I did a reel a couple of days or a week or two ago or something of one of my Dumerals boas, and I just put it like in a bunch of like leaves out in like a container outside, and I took some video of it. And it's like you like if a person was walking by the table, they would see a bin. Yeah, that. It's like you can see her, but kinda.
I know, but don't you think that's more
Cool as shit. Yeah,
appealing to have like
exactly.
a clear piece of plexi over a leaf litter nest, and then
Exactly.
you see
That's
little
the
doomerel heads, and then maybe they're even like hunting and like tease feeding their tail or something. Wouldn't that be more thrilling and
exactly it would
evocative?
be. So my like grandiose vision in the future, whenever I have those in like 5 years, would be to have like a little 18 by whatever display with one of those with just some naturalistic looking exactly like that in the middle. And then people are going to walk by and try and figure out what the hell's in there. And then I'll just point and be like, you see all these things that are available? That's in there.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's like, that's why that's cool as shit, you know?
Right.
And,
I
and
think you're
it's,
onto something. It's where I'm at too. I'm just like, we gotta let this shit go because we're getting smoked by spider people, lizard people.
those friggin' spider people, man, they're doing a friggin' them little jumping man, friggin' hot damn. That little
Yeah, I
spider
watched
chick
them
was like
clean up on these
yeah,
inverts, like seven, ten
diagonal
thousand
from us.
dollars on like a
Oh,
corner booth. I'm like,
dude, this chick was just sitting there, busy the whole goddamn day. I went over there and I got my little video of like whatever, like earlier. And I was like, oh, like, how's it going? And she's like, really good. She's like, I ran out of like houses. So I have to like build more tonight, because she literally sold out of her little cute spider mansions that she builds.
Right. And honestly,
and it's like,
I act mean about it, but good for them. Good for them.
Well, I don't even.
But I'd say we need to like look at that and be like, okay, it's not just about the paint job. It's about like the vibes, the keeping experience.
But again, though, that goes to like a different situation, right? That stuff is appealing to the pet consumer, not the baby breeder, not the breeder, the little like coming into the hobby. They just want something cool that they can enjoy. There's such a bigger market for that stuff, and there's so much more enjoyment in my mind for that stuff, and the people are going to have, like, I know, like, I've seen people that have had comments about, like, say the DG clowns and stuff, of like how some people basically feel like they got robbed because they paid $10,000 for a snake that's worth $200 now. And 200 is like, that's a pretty rough number, and I'm sure there's a couple that have went there that's like the lowest end of what, but either way, like, there's people that'll feel that way. But you know who won't feel that way? A pet person that got their 5, 6, between $100 and $1,000 pet animal that they just enjoy. They don't have expectations outside of enjoyment. Like, I remember it was kind of funny because Brian Cusco, he does all these like videos from all these shows and stuff, and he was talking to somebody and they got like some sort of ball python, and it wasn't like anything fancy by any stretch, but he was like asking them what their plans were, and they're like, to enjoy it. And then it's like he was just like blank, like he didn't have an answer for it. And it's like, those, like, that's the perfect customer in my mind. That's the perfect customer. Someone that will just enjoy it. Someone that just wants to enjoy it. They're not going to feel any kind of way when the value changes. They're not going to feel any kind of way when anything like that goes on, because that's their little precious butterscotch that they got, and it's 15 years old now and it eats a friggin' rodent every other week. Like, and it just hangs out in their living room. Like,
yeah, it is crazy how much we project onto just these living things we keep in a box. Like, we personally project all this stuff on them.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do this. They're like, I'm just eating rats and pooping. And like, we like have all these expectations about them. And like, you need to do this for me. And I think maybe that's selfish on our parts collectively to want all this stuff from them. And then want all this stuff from like pet people. Like, you need to respect my autism and appreciate what I appreciate exactly perfectly, because it's a project thing. They don't. Right. So like, okay, we need to respect them as customers and make things that they want if we want them to be our customers. If we don't want them to be our customers, we have to make other things and present them to other people. I think that's the biggest issue, is like, we're all customer mismatched. Like, our collections are built up to be this kind of thing. But then we present it to people who don't want them.
See, so I think that's like a problem that like, I feel like everything is like a learning experience, right? Like, you figure some of these things out as you go on. Like, I have discovered that I am more about that life. Like, I feel like I'm more about the life of wanting to produce a pet animal for somebody that will enjoy it as a cool pet. Like, that's what I've like decided about myself, because it's like, that's where the enjoyment is. Like, it really is. Like, that's where my enjoyment started. I started as a kid that liked dinosaurs, that that eventually translated into like snakes and reptiles and stuff. And it's like, you want to just be able to pick that snake up and enjoy it and hold it and let it cruise around and just Marie Kondo it, or what, I forget her name now. It needs to spark joy. Like, right. Whenever like the little doomerals, like, I see them whenever I open up their tubs, the little bastards, they're always underneath the aspen, and you just see their nose peeking out, and they're just like looking for stuff. And I'm just like, what are you doing, you silly bag? The hognose, they're like teleporting in time because they strike and then they turn their whole body. And it's just like, what are you even doing, dude? I just like looked at you. and they just get all huffy and puffy. And it's like, there's all those things that like, that do spark that joy. And the thing that is sad, and to my mind, about say the ball pythons, is that a lot of people don't look at them and think that they're going to spark joy in that way. Like I had a female that crushed my soul this year because I got a male to breed her and a couple of my other females because I kind of want to cut, like my way of lowering the numbers and figuring out the projects to work is I decide, okay, this gene has to go. So everything that has that gene has got to go.
Like from a recessive perspective or incomplete dominant?
Yeah, because I just have too many projects. I just have too many projects. So I need to slim it down to specific projects and be okay with that. And one of the projects I was going to cut is clown. Just like Tim, just like Tim was saying, he doesn't need to be the guy that people can come to and get all the stuff. He doesn't need to be that guy. There's plenty of other guys that people can go to for that stuff. So I decided clown. There's plenty of people that are doing clown. There's plenty of people that are doing clown way better than I could ever possibly do clown.
Don't you love clown though, and I feel sad about it in some way?
Not really.
Okay, then maybe it's fine. I love it, and I'm depressed every day.
The thing that depresses me to an extent is like I had some really pretty like blackhead clown stuff, really pretty. I had like a phenomenal adult super gravel clown that I put up on auction, and I did not get what I paid for her as a baby. It is what it is. But if the people aren't going to want to respect, and it's no fault to the dude that won it, like good luck, good on him. He came up, but like I feel like the people that would like the animals that I have, they're just not looking at auctions. Like the nice animals that I have, like the ones that are like project relating, like they're not looking on auction to like find that thing. Like they're just not. So, but there's plenty of other people that can do clown. But like I had this, I picked up from Bob, I picked up a hypo chocolate clown male to breed to this GHI.
Uh-oh. You're still muted. Can you hear me? Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
All right, I can hear you now.
Okay,
sorry.
It just needed a second to think about what it did.
Okay, you said you bought a hypo chocolate clown to breed to a...
Yeah, but I got a hypo chocolate clown male from Bob to breed to several of my clown females because I was like, okay, if I'm going to move these things out, I'm going to get this male, I'm going to breed it to like these several females that I have, make really pretty stuff, and then, it be what it be. And I got this animal, and like my GHI clown hypo female, I was like, these are going to be beautiful snakes. Absolutely smoke shows. I'm going to make GHI chocolate hypo clowns. They're going to look amazing. She was developing follicles, and then she decided she wanted to reabsorb on me and just like hate me eternally. Like she's like, you're planning on selling me, so I'm just not going to breed for you. And it's like, and that's like what you said before. It's like we have these expectations for these things, and they're just like, dude, I'm happy eating rats and taking a poop.
I know. They're just like, I sometimes I'm like, oh, like they're just like little animals. They're just little animals, and we keep them for some reason. And so anything out of their expectation on your part is all your fault. That's your burden.
Oh no, totally is.
Yeah.
It's totally your fault, and it's like your bad idea and everything else.
This female ball python wants to wait till she's 10 before her first clutch. That's my dumbass fault for expecting her to maybe breed when she's 4 or 3.
Dude, I have animals that I produced in 2022 that have not given me a clutch yet.
Yeah, 21.
It hurts my soul because it's like I made leopard triple het ultramel clown pieds in 2022. Those were a very expensive animal in 2022. They have given me nothing. Their follicles, non-existent. Itty bitty little teeny tiny guys. 7 millimeters, both of them. I check them routinely throughout the year. I have not seen a time when they've been big. They constantly are in a cycle of hate. And I've tried putting a male in there to rev them up. And it's, I just don't think, like, I don't know what else I could do with them. And the
Nothing.
discouraging
That's the
part
whole
is,
point. They're just like a beautiful snake in a
I
box.
know.
And so like we
And
have
the
to
thing
be
is,
happy.
they're a
Right.
very beautiful leopard too. Like they're a phenomenal example of a leopard. They look so nice, but it's like they just hate me. And it's like, and the problem is like me deciding, okay, I need to like move out clown, move out a couple other things. It's like those ones are on the docket of going, but it's like people are not going to pay whatever my sentimental value is in those
Right.
animals to like to get them into their collection.
Right.
And it's like, and that part is the part that like is the most frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Like
have any
it just is.
solutions. I also have the same problems, and a lot of times I'm like, this is like a price memory problem. Like either you bought it or you produced it and chose not to sell it at a time at X price, and now you're looking down the barrel of like, do I produce a snakes off of the snake when the babies are less than I could have sold the mother for as a baby, like the good babies, like
Yeah.
you hit the double. That's already cheaper than the mother was when she was a baby, and you just have to decide to either like there's a lot of like sunk cost fallacy problems floating around in
The problem
here.
is like that could be like this year, or it could be the next year, or
Right, she could wait 3
maybe
more
never.
years. Right.
Yeah, it's like, you know, maybe I'm getting her first clutch when she's 7. You know what I
Well,
mean?
which
And it's like,
pythons spark joy now, like color phase wise or color ideas, color pools? What do you think looks
so
the nicest?
everybody loves to hate sunset, but I do still like sunset.
Okay.
So that is 100% something that I will be keeping for sure. You know, because I have like I'm moving out. Eventually, I'll move out like my sunset ultramel stuff and my ultramel stuff in general.
You
Um,
think? That's very orange.
I know,
Brand.
but
Brand
I
baby.
feel like the people like I'm going to keep ultramel pied for sure
Mhm.
because I have a beautiful ultramel pied female. I like her. Like personality wise, she sparks joy. I
Okay.
open up her enclosure, I look at her and I'm like, what are you doing? You know, she's just hanging there doing nothing. But like, you know, it's like I see her and it's like I want to say something to her because like I enjoy her existence in my snake room.
Well, that's
Um,
good. Okay,
so
so we're
it's like,
keeping ultra.
yeah, well, that specific animal.
Okay.
You know, but I will like try and work towards like ultramel monsoon pieds just because I produce stuff for that project and I put a ton of
Mm-hmm.
money into double hets for ultramel monsoon and monsoon pied. So it's like I built pieces from that. So it's like I'm just going to hold on to them and produce that stuff because I'm probably not going to get what I want out of those as adults for one. But like
Mm-hmm.
over time, whenever monsoon pieds are $1,000, whenever ultramel monsoons are $1,000, people are going to want them and like them, and it is what it is, and they're just going to be pretty animals, and I'm fine with that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do you
But the
think
main,
people will like base monsoon? Do you think they
I
think that
think
that
so.
looks cool? I think it looks cool, but it's controversial take,
I
I think.
I think it looks cool. A lot of people joke about the monsoon being like the super pinstripe
That's
or
right.
whatever. Yeah, so
He
it's
does
like
all the time.
yeah,
But
and
I
it's
like
like it's
labyrinth
funny.
berms and
Yeah,
like
same here.
granite spotted pythons or leopard boas.
Like
That
like
look.
like Batik bloods, like all that
Yes,
look
yes,
is
yes. So
phenomenal.
I like that in a monsoon ball
Yeah,
python too. But then I'm
yeah.
like, baby, I'm dumb because I like gray snakes also. And pet people don't. Pet people have weird feelings about gray snakes. They have to need to be like really gray, but if they're kind of grayish, they're like a little weird
Yeah,
about it. Whatever. People
that's
are dumb.
funny.
Uh, but you think monsoon at like $300 a pet person would buy? 500
I mean,
bucks?
I would hope that they don't get to that point for a while because it took a long time for even pieds to get to like that value point.
I know, but we've done crazy cool new things with pricing in the last
I know, yeah,
4
it's
years.
definitely pretty rough out there.
We've been
Um,
so creative and fun with pricing
but here,
changes.
here's the problem that I have, right? Like, so the ball python projects that I'm 100% going to continue to push forward towards is going to
Mhm.
be sunset puzzle, sunset hypo puzzle,
Okay.
hypo puzzle hurricane things because of all the manipulate. Basically, just those as bases, and then just add in blackhead, hurricane, confusion, like those things. Like that's pretty much the spot. And then for pied wise, I just want to make like super blackhead exanthic pieds, and I want to make monsoon pied varieties and monsoon ultramel pied varieties. You know, that's the gamut of like what I want. Now, when you talk about like a $300 snake, I would think in my mind a $300 colubrid is a better and easier sale than a $300 ball python. I would much rather produce a $200 to $300 hypo Stillwater or very, very, very red bull snake and sell that for $200-$300 than I would produce a $200-$300 ball python.
So you're going to try to keep your ball python above a certain price point, and
I'm going to keep the projects that I got and work those. And if and when they get to those value points, then it just kind of is what it is. But I would still work on improving the quality. Like if I just continually add good stuff into, say, a hypo hurricane puzzle, and then I add OD into that, and then I add confusion into that, and then I make it a super hurricane, and you know what I mean? It's like, and then you just like refine the hypo-ness of it or whatever. It's like, it's going to just be improved, you know, like if you throw spot nose into that mix and then you're adding more, you know, craziness to the pattern. I mean, there are definitely ways to improve that stuff, but like if it gets down to that value, then that's like fine. Okay. But I'm not going to go buy a tornado. I'm not going to go buy a $10,000 ball python and literally hope for anything. I'm going to make what I have, like with what I have. And if I need to add like enhancing genetics to those projects, then I will do that. But I'm not going to actively try and produce. Well, actually, I kind of lie about that to an extent, because I bred my like rainbow hurricane boy. I didn't want to disturb child talk.
There's like dogs, kids.
So I didn't want to. So I bred my hypo hurricane rainbow to a hypo pied female this year, not to make friggin' things for a hypo rainbow hurricane pied, although I have a female for that, so I'm not like mad about it already. But like I bred that male to that female to produce really pretty hypo hurricanes. I don't care about the other stuff. Like it's a plus, but in my mind, the value is that it's a hypo hurricane, and the hypo hurricanes I've made in the past with that male look stupid nice. So I just want to make more of those, because the average pet consumer person will enjoy that animal.
Is my video dying? Wait, we're back.
You are laggy.
Well, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, let's ignore my face. Let's ignore my face.
Side to the other.
Ignore the face. I don't know what's happening. Probably Napster. No, just kidding. I don't know. I mean, rainbows do look really banana-like as a baby, so it might be a thing.
Oh no, they do, and they
look good
just that way as they get older. So they're
right.
They're
they look good.
Animal.
The red bull snakes you have are sick.
Yeah, the red female I got from a buddy of mine. He did a really nice job producing her. She was like a couple pictures back on my like Instagram thing, but she's like fire truck red and black. Yeah, she's like.
Yeah, I think
I post a lot, so she's like a good heavy swipe down. But you'll see her. She's in the middle. She's fire truck.
Is there like
in my hand?
Is there? Sometimes I'm like, oh no. If I'm sure it's clear. I pretty much agree with your assessment of what you want to do with your stuff. It's just my stuff, just differently. But my question is that its own death knell? Like, because you're letting the collection senesce into whatever position it's going to be in? Is that?
Oh no. Welcome to the turmoil of my life choices.
Right. I mean, but I had this talk with lots of people, so it's
Like,
not like a you only problem. It's a me problem. It's an everybody problem. You're like, what do I want to be happy
you
with
do.
now, and what
Yeah.
will I be happy with in the future? And then like that's fine, maybe like whenever. I don't know. Is that?
Like, I do regret letting go of the boas that I had in the past to go full circle back to like what we started talking about in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
because I had some really nice stuff even when I got to the end of having those boas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I regret getting rid of some of those animals because they looked phenomenal. And if I had them today, they would have just been fine chilling in the rack, eating a friggin' large rat every 3 weeks, and it would have been totally fine. But like a dummy, I got rid of them and I just decided that, I had enough heartache from the boas and that I wasn't going to be abused like that anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
now here I am a couple of years later. I'm like, feel like I'm like missing out on one of my like favorite animals, and I, needed to get back into it.
Yeah, boas to me feel like bonds or something, or commercial paper. Like you can
Yeah.
have them, they're just running in the background. You could just not breed them for a couple of years if it's hurting your feelings, but they don't necessarily need a ton of food, even though they're big.
Yeah.
Uh, so people, that's why I'm like, oh, just like the best time to buy a boa is yesterday, but female. The second best time is today. So like if you have it growing up, you can think about it later or whatever if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are just like awesome animals. Like, it's like there's just nothing like, whenever I think about it, it's like, just a Colombian boa, back what they used to be called, a Colombian boa, just a nice little bright, reddish tail on a khaki cream base body, just like the big eye stripes, the bold saddles, like it's like just that look. It's just
Yeah,
appealing.
yeah, very classic. It's weird that like I know breeding them to Central American and Sigma stuff has made them smaller, but in my opinion,
Yeah.
it's made like a lot of them uglier. Like
Some
the
of them for
normal
sure.
produced. I'm just like,
I
oh,
can Charlie just chimed in and I converted him to a blood python.
did you?
Yeah, he
Good
got a he
job.
got a little he got a magpie blood python from me I shipped it to him because he flew in for the show or whatever. But he got one of my really pretty magpie females that I produced, and he's taken that thing to like his kid's school for like school presentations and everything. And she's just a chill little sweetheart, letting all the kids handle her and just living the good life, having a good old time, just being a enjoyable pet
Mm-hmm. I
with
think
no
Bloods,
expectations other than being pretty.
yeah, and Sumatrans, the whole group is very attractive looking. Like the
Yeah.
contrast, potentially the real red, like actual
The
red,
real black, like my black,
real
my
black.
black is like so pretty. She
And
was right
they're
next to on my Instagram, next to that red blood, but you can see like she's just.
this one? No.
No, that's one of
Different.
the. I think that's actually the one that Charlie got.
Oh, that's Charlie's. It
So
looks
so that's
great.
the magpie that I produced. Yeah, but I was talking about the black blood that was
Okay.
right next to my next to that bull snake.
Down, up,
Up,
down, up.
you'll see it. Keep going. I mean that's her also, but there was a recent video that I did.
Oh, this one? Yeah,
You'll
it
see
looks
it right
great.
there. Yeah,
You don't need to put a morph in
like
it. You could selectively breed it, but
you
like,
literally don't need to put anything in that. That thing is
right.
like literally perfect.
Looks like a dragon. A beautiful
I
fat
know, it's
dragon.
so cool.
Yeah,
A
and it's
fat
not that
dragon.
ball
That
pythons aren't
dragon is
cool
not
too.
flying anywhere.
No, he's pooping
But
on something
the
probably.
difference is though is like that is a very impressive snake, and the confidence that those have is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like a ball python in that situation, they're either gonna like try darting away or they're just gonna compact themselves into a ball and live up to their name. But like a blood python, they're just chilling. Like they don't worry about you. They're not worried about being bird bait. Like they're just hanging
No,
out.
that bird
Like they're
better be
just.
big.
Yeah, better be a big bird.
Yes, he did. He loves her. That's my goal from now on, keeping enjoyable, really cool pets. If they ever breed, that's fine, but not necessary. Yeah, good
And
job.
see, and it's like I want to be what I feel like Keith McPeak or something like that is, where it's like he's a hobbyist that like produces stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to be uh commercial reptile breeder, whatever. Like I want to be a hobbyist that enjoys stuff and makes stuff that is enjoyable. Like
Don't you
these
think that's
Barons
how
races.
people like make it for 100,000 years or whatever? Is because they are allowing themselves the space to like
To just chill,
enjoy and
to just
work on
whatever
a
happens happens,
project.
and just have no
Yeah,
expectations. Yeah,
sounds crazy to be like,
that's what I want for myself. And I feel like that's the way that I was with boas before, but then I got my soul crushed too many times with like
mm-hmm,
slugs and just bad luck and whatever else, and I think that having the ball pythons kind of put me in like a position where like I expected this and that, and it's like
mm-hmm.
you like demand it, kind of like you don't like actually, but it's like you expect it, so when it doesn't happen you're like extra miffed, and it's
Right.
like
And to be clear, I think ball pythons fit into a world where everyone is having fun. They don't have to be excluded.
oh
Because
no,
everyone's
totally.
always like,
I
ball
think I
python
think
should
it's
be
a,
banned from shows or something.
I
That's
think
not
it's
what.
like a volume thing though.
Yes, it's a
I
volume
think
thing.
I think I think the volume is too high, and I include myself in that. Like, I don't think that if I were like last year was the first time I hit 20 clutches. Before that, I was 13 every other
Mm,
year. So it's not like I'm cranking them out, hand over fist. But like, it gets to a problem of scale because like if I'm producing 20, I can handle that myself. But the situation that happens very often, and I'm not like trying to throw any kind of shade or anything like that for anybody that fits into any of these scenarios, but it's like if you're producing that many and then you decide, okay, I want to produce more because you either want to make more or you want to hire somebody on to like take care of your rats so you don't have to anymore, then it's like, okay, well now I need to make however much I need to make to be able to pay that person to do that.
mm-hmm,
So then your volume goes up. And then you're
mm-hmm,
like, okay, well, now I want like more free time because I don't want to be like scrubbing tubs in the deep sink. So then what happens is then they produce more so they can hire on somebody to start cleaning. The next
mm-hmm,
thing you know, they have 4 or 5 employees that they got to pay because they want to like pretty much just manage a collection,
mm-hmm.
like and it just is what it is.
And this
Like
happens in other species too, by the way, where somebody's like scaling, and they hit these walls, but they need to start scaling even more. Then they need to wholesale a bunch of stuff. And then I don't know.
yeah,
There's a
because
lot
then
of cascades of events.
it keeps like going higher and higher, and it's like, and I feel that if people produced the amount that they could take care of themselves and manage themselves,
Mm-hmm.
then the market as a whole would be healthier for all species and all animals because you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have mega producers, that are out there producing hundreds upon hundreds of clutches of animals that they
Mm-hmm.
are, because there's only so much demand for something. It's like the bells that are out there producing a friggin' 1,000 ball pythons or million ball pythons to supply all the Petcos across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those animals do need to come from somewhere. I guess, but that's still like a ton of stuff that's being done. And then there's just, I don't know. It's a slippery slope. And I don't know if that's the right answer. And we are in America. So it's like, I'm not trying to be like, you shall not do this or you shall not do that because
Mm-hmm.
everyone should be able to do. I would just think that the market as a whole would be healthier if people were producing a reasonable number that they themselves could take care of. And realistically, it's like, I mean, how much do you really need to live off of a year? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
honestly, like, like my fiance and I, it's like, we're not like super bougie. We're not like, it's like, you don't need to like do all this stuff. Like, it just gets like crazy. Like, I don't know. I talked with a buddy of mine that he used to work for like big companies in like California, and it's like he was doing like software stuff, and it's like he was making like a good like $100,000 or $200,000 a year with like his job, and then he was pulling in like almost as much with like his snake stuff every year, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what would I even do with that amount of money? Like realistically, like what would you even like? I don't know. I just don't understand it. But it is what it is. I guess it's just different. I don't know what it is. It
Yeah,
is what it is, I guess.
and sometimes I think people can't imagine something until they learn it for themselves. Like, I had 60 clutches of ball pythons this year. Like they have to do that to know too many for their personal limit.
Yeah,
And they
like
all
I only have like 10 hatchlings from 2025 that are still available.
Mhm.
Like it's like I don't have too many. So it's like, that was a reasonable amount of production, but none of them were really like pet range animals. And I had to resort to auction for quite a few because it's like I don't know, there's only so much you can do to try and move some of these animals. Like a lot of the
right.
rainbows, like the het rainbow stuff that I produced, that's pretty niche for the hets.
Mhm.
Whenever I start making visuals, I think people will start appreciating it a little bit more, or at least I would hope so. I know I would enjoy them. That's one project I totally forgot about that I'm 100% keeping is rainbow stuff.
Mhm.
Because I think if I were to be able to get rainbows into a point where they're basically comparable to a banana plus a little bit, that's a better animal than a banana because they stay banana looking as they
Mhm.
age.
They're
So it's
very
it's just
nice
a
looking.
better, prettier pet snake. I don't know.
I do like bananas though. Let's not hate on bananas too much.
Well, I'm
I
not
like this.
hating on bananas. They are pretty. It's
Uh
just unfortunate when some of them get like super spotty. But
I like
it's
the
also
spotty
like
ones. Think they look like they've been rolling around in dirt or something.
I had like a banana clown mail that I got from a buddy of mine, and it's like, and it wasn't bad. I sent it over. No, that was a banana pied that I sent over to Adam, but they were fine. They looked fine. They just lose that like punch that they have as a baby.
Oh yeah.
The
I
thing that the
mean,
thing that's beneficial about the rainbow is it keeps the punch, like
right,
that punch
some of
never
them almost
fades.
become monochromatic in
The
clown
bananas, yeah,
specifically because it's like
yeah,
the difference between the saddle color and the base color goes away.
yeah, and that's
I
kind of
don't.
a that's kind of an issue with any of those things. Like that's semi the issue with like the ultramel stuff too. Is it's very like you don't have the variety of tone. So it's
Mhm.
like when I look at that stuff, that's why I think hypo works so nicely with a lot of that stuff because with hypo, it's like you do get like a variety of colors and variation in colors just based on the darkness and brightness of the animal. With like an ultramel, it's like khaki cream tan and like orange esque, like
Mhm.
rusty orange, like burnt orange, like so so you still get like a good mix, but they're somewhat similar. Like you're not getting a bunch of variation between those. It's like split cell shading for like a comic book or something.
Right. I almost
So
wish there was a gene like Arctic in hognoses in ball pythons that was like a contraster modifier that didn't change the color the way Desert Ghost does.
mhm.
Because Desert Ghost makes things yellow
do you
AF.
think do you think lace is that thing for the ball pythons?
Maybe. I just, I'm
I don't
a
know.
little
Arctic
stressy
is
little
Arctic is
baka
so nice,
about
and super
fucking
Arctic is so nice.
like every time everyone's like, oh, I need to shed test this for lace. It wasn't lace, but I thought it was. I'm like, this is a problem that we can't. If there's a shed test barrier to an incomplete dominant, then it's
Not an incomplete dominant.
yeah, it's so recessive
I know,
with
I know
high up
Warren Booth.
markers.
He like Warren Booth and I disagree with this because he says that leopards are the super form and het leopards are incomplete dominant. And it's like because he says like like you can tell which animals are het leopard, and I'm like, you can in an animal that has no other genes other than het leopard, but
Hmm.
it's like I just don't feel like it's reliable 100% of the time. Like I just don't feel that it is. It very well could be an incomplete dominant. It's much like a yellow belly thing, like you're
Right.
just not going to be able to see it super definitively. But in my mind, it's like you should be able to, without a shadow of a doubt, say that this animal is this or that. Like people just got so good at identifying yellow belly, but they can't discern a yellow belly from like a asphalt, or gravel or whatever. So it's like, how reliable really is it? So
Hmm.
it's like I feel like you know that lace is just visually, it has a very strong visual het, but unless it comes from a super or it's been shed tested, I wouldn't trust it. Likewise, I wouldn't trust a mandarin or anything else like that because you need like verifiable like evidence that it is what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
It reminds me of
leopards,
Jablonski Super Stripe, just to bring it back to
yeah,
boas.
those are very confusing because who knows how those are,
It's supposed to be
the
recessive,
super
but
stripe
people
stuff.
just keep misIDing the like very visual
Hey,
heterozygous
Squirtail's a
form.
mystery too.
Is that
Who
not
even knows
recessive?
what's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on with Squirtail.
I still
Sometimes
see
animals
hats.
come out that have a square tail, and sometimes they don't. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's like a visual to a het thing. I don't know. They're pretty. I know that. They're nice looking.
Of
James
this,
Lee produces some beautiful ones.
yeah. I like and it's those. If more people could breed boas, we could have more people working on like square tails, which sounds
Yeah,
crazy. Like that's a 20-year-old gene, but I like there's 3 people doing something with it right now with it with any
I
kind of
literally can't think of anybody outside of James that
right.
has square tail stuff. And likewise with like the Jablonski Super Stripe, when I seen Allison post those the other day, and I was like, that's a friggin' name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, I
I
I
forgot all
have
about those guys.
a couple of them, and then like Black Diamond has a couple of them, but most of the ones on Morph Market are misid'd, just like
Oh,
stripy jungle things. They're not Jablonski Super Stripes. And
yeah.
then the other thing is, did you ever hear the interview where the guy Jablonski was on Sean's show? Did you ever hear that interview? He explained the
No.
like origin of it. They're all like Costa Rican boas, actually, like the line. And he
Hmm.
was working on them, and a bunch of them died in like I don't know, like an AC failure or something crazy. And there's just a
Hmm.
couple left, and so there aren't that many. And I'm like, well, and mine are small ish. I don't know about anybody else's, but the ones I have are small. So I'm like, this would be a great project for like a new boa person, just to, like preserve the line.
Yeah.
And make
And I
pets.
think
They're
that's what is important with all the like locality related things is like preserving a line. Like I'm not going to be crossing my hog islands. Definitely not going to be crossing my like longicata stuff. Like I'm going to keep those,
Mhm.
pure.
Did you see what's her name? I forget her name. She hatched a new line of patternless longicata and put them on Morph Market. Did you see those?
Yeah, Sonia or something like
Sonia,
that.
that's right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Do you think those are
I'm sure
we're
they probably are.
speculate
Same
wildly
as the
zeros?
zeros. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you think
zero apparently is trademarked or something. I don't
yes.
know what's up with that.
It's
So
very funny all around.
yeah, who knows?
But you can
They're
see
pretty though. I
zeros
have
in
some
the
in my
wild
saved.
on iNaturalist. Did you know that?
I recently, because of the one of the talks that you did with William, he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about that, and I was like, let me go look at that. And I forget. So like even today, I was on iNaturalist. I was like looking at Barron's racers. I'm like, what environment do you bastards live in? So I can like make your cage look homey,
Mm-hmm.
like. So it's like it is pretty cool, but that is funny though. I'll have to probably do that right after we get off. Just go on there and go find some friggin' zeros in
Yeah.
Peru.
Uh,
But it's
it's
like they
just
have aneries too. It's
yeah.
like just in the genes, like just floating around out there.
Right. Boa and anery
The
get along nice. That's why we've produced an anery out of every locality. Like in the
and
wild, they're
multiple
just like,
types, yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So it's totally fine. The genes are fine. There's lots of problematic genes in boas, but like anery, good to go. But it's just interesting
For sure.
seeing the morphs, like, just like whatever, like salmon in Panama. It's fine.
Hmm.
Whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if more longicata are het zero, and it appears to be the ones that reverse stripe as a het marker. Did you see that?
Yeah. They're like missing like saddles and stuff. It's
Yes.
like it's almost as if they're hiding patternless height in there somewhere.
Het marker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny
But
because I
like same
have a
thing,
four
like
longicata, and I still haven't even bought her a male yet. That's like
you got
backward.
time.
Yeah. I'm just like backwards. I'm like, I'll hyper fixate on something for 2 years, but I'll have stuff growing up in the background, and I'll be like, I need to probably pay attention and buy somebody a male sooner.
Yeah.
So I would like to reduce my collection so I could pay more attention to the things I am hypothetically supposed to be prioritizing instead of just cleaning rats all day long and pulling mice.
That's what I was doing before we got on, as I was cleaning my rats today, and that was not that bad, honestly. I put on some friggin' K-pop, and I was just getting through my racks, and it went by very nicely. I only have 12 tubs left, and then I'm done for the next couple of days, and then I have to, start painting the boat all over again. But that is like very true, and it's like what's crazy is I do feel like by lowering the numbers of the ball pythons to get down to the genetics of just like the stuff that I'm more and more passionate about, or the stuff that I feel like I could do something different with. So part of the reason for like the clown reduction is because I don't like the way that like Hurricane interacts with clown.
You don't?
Like Hurricane.
You don't like those big fat alien
I made some that are nice.
Yeah.
I made some that are nice, but guess what? Like in my mind, a regular tricked out Hurricane looks better.
I mean, yes. I think there is a problem here.
Exactly. It took you like a second, but you're like, you know what though?
Like a super Hurricane hypo is one of the best looking ball pythons I've ever seen.
There's one on my page, my female.
Yeah,
she's on there. She's gorgeous.
Like there was a super trick hypo that was on auction, and that thing by itself went for like $600 or $700.
You could even see my rainbow boy on there too, like a ways down. You'll see him because he's the banana-looking thing right next to a Dumerals.
And like I also think like a Mojave, plain Mojave, better than a Mojave clown. There's lots of genes that I don't know. Clown messes them up, even though I like clown.
Yeah.
But
there's a picture with. Cool. I think you went way too low.
Dang it.
So there's a picture with my sunset male with my right to your. Why am I pointing at my screen? Scroll down a smidge. Right there, right below that one. So that's my like. I got my male as a super Hurricane hypo rainbow, and I got her as a super Hurricane hypo. So I don't know if she's in fact super Hurricane or not, but she's at least a Hurricane hypo, potentially super Hurricane. She's beautiful. She's phenomenal. She's amazing looking.
She from Jason?
No, she's from
Dave
Palumbo.
Yeah. Okay. There's only so many people.
I tried to remember what
Palumbo's first name was.
Called him. No, I was trying to remember what Shane called him like a couple weeks ago.
Muscle guy.
He's like, the muscle boa guy. Like he was like, or maybe that was you. You're like, was the big muscle boa guy walking around at Sear? And it's like, I already knew you were talking about Dave.
Right. But, well, what's funny about this whole hobby, in my opinion, is nothing is ever. There aren't that many of us. So it takes like a year or two, and you have figured out what everybody's working. You can even tell what people's snakes look like. If they show them off. If they don't ever show them off, you don't know. But like, we're all weirdos with snakes and lizards and boxes and shit. So like, it's all cool. But a lot of times I can tell where the animals came from because it's not that hard.
Some of the stuff like that, there's only a few people that have or are working those specific things. But in my mind, that animal and that look of that like hypo Hurricane is better to me than a Hurricane clown. Like it just is. Like so, and it's like, and I like the grittiness, and I like the chaos, and I like that kind of stuff within that pattern. And it's like clown like gives a clown look. And I know you can step away from that by adding like 6 other genes and all this. I don't want to do all that. I want to, keep it simple. Like I just do. I want it simple and pretty and whatever. If you scroll up a bit, you can find a pairing that I just put together a couple weeks ago. You'll see a leopard boa, and then it's up higher than that.
Do you think, I don't know, culturally ball python people will accept a world where recessives aren't the only thing important?
That would be, but here's the thing. Then it's going back. It's the one right on to the left of that one.
This one?
No,
left.
To the left of where you were at. Yep, that one. So that's a hypo Hurricane double het rainbow puzzle that I made with an OD hypo leopard het puzzle that I'm hoping does something. But it's like, It's just pretty, like, and it'll be very simple. But those are not
It's
like
so reverse striped
tiny
for an
animals.
OD leopard. Is it het pied?
I mean, it shouldn't be, but who knows? You never know.
Call
It,
Charlie
it,
quick.
it could be. Yeah.
Sometimes OD does stripe out the tail. I don't know. I just, you know how leopard hides OD a lot?
I got that one from Miguel. I got that girl from Miguel. So
Okay.
who knows?
Woo, K-pop. He wants to see the muscles. Go to Dave Palumbo's channel.
Yeah. Just Google him back in the day.
Like, and I know these have hypo in it, so I guess it's still a recessive project. But I just mean, like, can we go back? Can we roll it all the way back, or are we gone? Are we too far gone?
We're too far gone.
Okay.
Because the masses are not going to like. Here's the other conundrum that I had with Ultramel. I love Ultramel. I love the color of it. I love all that stuff. But the problem lies in that to get genetics into Ultramel, the ones that I would want, I would have to do ground floor work. Ground floor. Like if I want Hurricane and Ultramel, I have to take a Hurricane to an Ultramel.
Well, that's what I'm doing with Tri-Stripe right now. It's kind of crazy.
But so my concern and my worry was that, like, by doing that, the people are not going to appreciate that. They want
probably not.
They want the Ultramel Hurricane puzzle thing that gets made in like 8 years.
Yes.
But they don't want the Hurricane head Ultramel unless it's for $5 on auction.
Right. It's like, that's why I take that stuff to a show and I launder it off for $50. I'm like, it's a normal.
I have 10 normals in my rack right now.
I know.
That I produced earlier this year, males that are just het for stuff that I should have
take them to the SER or wholesale or take it to SER $50 Deli Cup special. Don't tell anybody what's in them. Just be like,
I don't even need to tell anybody what's in them. I just want them to go to somebody that cares about them.
When they're little and cute, they do sell just fine. You can even tell them what's in them if you want, because like a lot of people,
nobody's going to give them a good life.
Right.
Like that's literally like, it's not even a financial thing. It's want them to have a good life. It's like, sorry for being a male, normal looking ball python. I am sorry, buddy. Like, I know, if you could have been born as a normal male hognose, people would have appreciated you way more.
Worth times 15 the value.
Yeah. Same thing with like a boa. Or even like a normal Burmese python. Like a normal, like my dad was, down in the snake room with me the other day and like just checking stuff out. And I was cleaning like my berms and I like pulled out the male to like clean his cage. He's like, wow. He's like, that one's cool. And it's like, it's just a normal Burmese python male. Like he's not, he's triple het for other things. But like, he had just seen my hypogranite. He had just seen my caramel. He'd just seen my albino, triple het. Not that that matters either. But it's like he had just seen those. And then whenever I opened up my male's enclosure, he was like blown away by the classic,
the wild type.
Wild type.
I know. Well, I think a lot of wild types look.
Normal Burmese is beautiful.
I know. A lot of wild types look good.
Yeah. So it's really tough. So it's like, even that.
Uh-oh, you muted again. Unless I muted you. Nope, not yet. Oh, you're back.
I'm just back. Yeah, no, I'm just back on the
ambient.
The iPhone, ambient.
Sounds okay. It was a little echo, but okay. Well, I think as long as people, it's always been my opinion. Like, if people are happy doing what they're doing, that's great. But I feel like there's been a lot of people who aren't happy, and sometimes I'm not happy, and then I'm like, what should I do to be more happy? And so I think that's what this is, the process.
I'm in the same conundrum now as well, because I feel like there's very few people that you can actually have those conversations with that do not just have blinders on and they're just going to like tell you everything's fine. Like I feel like it's like Charlie and I, we talked pretty frequently about a variety of things, but it's like I can have conversations with Charlie literally about anything. The things that you're not going to say in the wild, you need those people that you can have those conversations with
Right.
that
And
are
like
going to
the dark
have
of the night where you're like,
realistic answers.
right. I always go back to like, if you're not like I don't know, the leaders of the ball python industry aren't going to pop out of your freezer and be like, thanks for keeping up with the Joneses. Here's free rodents as like a surprise. Like there's no accolades from that, because so it all has to be internal. Like, are you getting personal edification? Do you enjoy the amount of rats you're growing up? All of that has to come.
I can
from
answer that
inside.
for everybody. The answer is no. The answer is absolutely not.
No. I like rats a little bit, because I think they're nice animals. I wish I didn't have to murder them.
That's why I don't like it.
I know they're so sweet.
One of my first pets as a kid was a friggin' rat, man.
What was your pet rat named?
That's why I can't breed like rats for my snakes. Like I breed the soft furred rats because I look at them like mice. But I built my little friggin' mouse gas chamber recently. And so now I've been Auschwitzing these things.
I know.
And it's like, I was reading up on a bunch of stuff. And then one guy I talked to, he was basically how he just like turns on the tank and then they just start freaking out and then they pass out. And I'm like, that's not how you're supposed to do that.
Right.
Like you need to do it slow, like, because otherwise they're going to be set in with immediate panic and fear.
Right, and also it hurts them too, because it'll feel bad.
It like burns their lungs. Right. So it's like all kinds of stuff. So it's like I wanted it to be as humane as possible, but like whenever I do it, I'm like, I start it and then I make sure I see like their fur fluffing in the wind from like next to the tube. And then I'm like, I'm just going to leave this go for a bit. I'm going to walk away. Whatever happens between you and the gas that's in there happens. And then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to let you sit for a little bit after I turn it on a little bit more. And it does the job, but like, I hate doing it. I don't like it. I just don't like I'm not a vegetarian by like any stretch, but I just like all animals. Like they're cute and cuddly and it's sad that like their life is worth $3. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is though, like I'm not feeding them Reptilinks or something. So it's just a problem that I have an animal that loves to eat other animals. Like that's a problem.
Would you retire on like tortoises or something?
No.
So you don't have to deal with this anymore.
No, I did pick up a couple of leaf-tailed geckos and I really like those. But like it's one of those things. It's like just like a fun little side quest. It's like I want to have a couple of them to like produce them because it's just, I don't know. It's like there's something that happens whenever you first start getting into reptiles that eventually happens to where you're like, I can't have something unless I can make it have more of the same thing.
Right.
Like I don't know what happened, but at one point in time it was like, oh, I can just have this as a cool pet. I can have this as a cool pet. And the problem was friggin' Mike at basically boas. That's the problem. Because he had ghost boas and I thought ghost boas were cool. And I already had an anery. So all I needed to get was a hypo head anery. And then I could make some friggin' cool ghosts, man. Like I don't even have to buy a ghost. I can just make a ghost. And then that's when it started probably.
Right. There is like a mindset, like a breeder pilled mindset, breeder maxing, where everything has to be this and everything's a project and it is very fun, but at some point you have to figure out how much of that you can pull apart where like these are pets and I could breed them but I don't really fucking care, and these are breeding projects and those things can change through time, and you could also like get something, breed it, not like it, get rid of it, and that's also fine. Yeah, I think that's something I struggle with because I don't give up on a species.
Yeah, that's why I have my 2022 females that have done nothing for me.
Right, but I keep going like, stop it. Like you don't have to do that. You doing all these other things, so you don't have to do that.
I've gone down the rabbit hole before of like the corn snakes. Because there's so many of them that are super pretty. And then I had them and then I got rid of all of my colubrids because I didn't want to deal with the brumation situation. And so I was like, whatever, I'm just going to get rid of all of them. So I got rid of all of them. And then I was filled immediately with regret because I got rid of some Jani that I'd been raising up. I sold them to Brian Carter and he produced from them right away. Didn't even cycle them or nothing. So it's
right.
like,
A lot of Kalub don't need to be cycled.
but also, if you think about it, though, that's kind of nice that they can be. Because it's like my fiance, she wants to go to Korea and do all this traveling and whatever else. But like, I cannot leave this house for 2 weeks to gallivant off into Korea when I have 1,000 rats that I got to deal with. You know, like you just can't do it. So it is kind of nice that you can take the colubrids, put them in a side room in your house, crack the window for 4 months, and just let them hang out and literally not have to worry about them whatsoever.
Right. Like, I call it vacation time.
Yeah. Like you could just go do that stuff, but you can't do that with a large collection of ball pythons
and their adjoining rodents, basically.
And the adjoining rodents, because
with boas, you can do it because you could like be doing the fasting. So they wouldn't even be pooping during that time. You fast them in advance. Yeah. And then they'll be fat. They'll be like breeding or whatever. And you have somebody come in and check waters once or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But, you very easily could leave your boas like for 2 or 3 weeks and do nothing. I had a buddy of mine and it's like, I'm not going to like, he got arrested and put in jail and came out of jail like 3 months later to cages with snakes in them and baby snakes in that cage with them. Because no one was able to do anything with them. And it's
could they get into the apartment?
Yeah, exactly. Like they were just there.
Okay.
Right. And they were fine. They were fine. You know, they were a little thirsty, but they were fine.
Right. Boas, especially imperator boas specifically, tough as shit. Like,
but it's not even about the ball pythons necessarily, because they also would be fine. Right. I had a male that didn't eat for 18 months and he was totally fine. One day he just decided, I'm going to eat again.
Right. I think it's more about
the rats.
You can't slow down on the ball pythons too. Like if you didn't breed them fast enough or something, they're all of a sudden 30 cents. And so you sort of feel obligated to like be pairing them and feeding them a certain way. Because we could technically seasonally fastball pythons for 3 months every winter also, but they might not breed every year in that scenario. They might breed every other year.
Yeah, I do feel like I have definitely like screwed myself to an extent by not power feeding the ever living bejesus out of my ball pythons and getting a male to breed in 4 months or whatever insane number of time I could get it to breed in, you know, like, because a lot of other people are doing it, whether they're saying they're doing it or not. There's a lot of people that are doing it. There's a lot of people that are breeding females as young as they can possibly breed them as soon as they start developing follicles with their males that are breeding the same calendar year that they were produced. And it's like, that's not something that I've done with them. And I'm sure I could have had way more success if I did do that, you know, but it's, you know, like what you said before with the boas, it's like, that's like the long game, you know, it's like the blue chip, like it's just always there. It's always in the background. It's just kind of hanging out. It'll, you know, cash in when it needs to or whatever, but it's just there's just less of a rat race in it. I feel like you're not like I don't think that there is an inherent push to make the next best thing, because there's plenty of people like Jay that makes those like incredible arabesques and albino arabesques and all that stuff. I'm sure you're familiar with him. I think his name is like Arabesques and More or something.
And More.
But it's like, dude's just making phenomenal arabesques, you know? And it's like, and there's nothing wrong with just doing that. And there's not a reason for him to even do more than that, because that's good enough. With the ball pythons, it's never good enough. It's an and then. It's like, you make this, okay, now add this, now add that, now
right. I think the ball python market needs to learn to be happy. Like the second it's born, it shouldn't be pre-assigned to who it's going to have sex with. Maybe enjoy that for a year.
No, it's assigned immediately.
I know, but what if you liked it for what it was for a little bit? That's what I'm saying.
Because you need to add friggin' scrambler to it or something. Who knows?
I know. And one day, I literally believe it, ball pythons will slide gently into normal reptile breeding behavior. I believe it. I just don't know what day that'll come.
The unfortunate thing is that'll come when the prices rationalize themselves with other animal valuations.
Yes. But what do we do about it except for let that process happen? You know what I mean? Like I can't make people do anything different than what they're doing, but I can make me do different things than what I'm doing. And so that's all fine. And I don't. Nuance is tough. Can we talk about that? I'm sure we got 10 downvotes voted, but because
what does that even mean?
I don't know. Like downvotes for the thumbs downs on the podcast because people don't like nuance takes.
Oh,
it's too hard to be like, yes, maybe breed this, but if you're full, don't breed more because that's not a take that they're personally comfortable with yet. Like if you haven't sold enough from last year's babies, maybe don't pair for the next year. Apparently that's a hard conversation to have.
It is, but like,
and that's true for boas too. Because if you make too many fucking boas, that's its own problem. Because they get big. Not quickly, but they take up space. They're active.
Like boas, though, it's like those females. They're not. First off, you're producing 20 of them, and it's like, and sometimes they don't sell the same calendar year. There's a very strong possibility that you're going to be raising that animal up and keeping it until it's 18 months old before you move it out.
Right. I think people
it just is what it is, but that
don't necessarily know that. So that's worth talking about. Like a boa litter is so many animals of a specific niche project. It probably should be sold over time to specific people interested in that thing instead of just like you expect it to go to a show and you sell all 15 or whatever. Right?
Yeah, but then you're also going to be giving that female the next year off to recover, in theory. So you're not getting a litter or a clutch or whatever every single year. You're getting it every other year. That's why I got 3 Dumerals boas, because one of them's not going to want to breed. One of them will breed. And then the next year, I'll try a different one. So it's like I'm not trying to produce 3 Dumerals litters in 1 year. I'm trying to produce 1 Dumerals litter
each year.
And then each year and have different females that are rotating.
Right. I think that's a better plan, even for your personal satisfaction too. Because then you're trying one, she produced a really cool thing. You're going to do a polygenic holdback because it's really colorful. But you want to sell the next year's from the other female because hers were pretty cool, but not as nice as this one. So you're not overwhelmed with holdbacks either. That's the other thing with ball pythons. You're like, oh no, I picked this project.
Here are my 20 holdbacks that I need to keep for everything.
Literally, you think I'm kidding?
I need a new 5540 just for my holdbacks that I'm going to
right, just to because you need maybe 8 females that are double het, and then you got 2 males, and you're going to buy in a better male, but the 2 males you kept are the backups. That's a lot. There's a lot going on.
And that's just one project.
One project.
Multiply that by 3, 4, 5 different projects, and that ends up being a very slippery slope very quickly.
Right. And this is like a morph species problem too. We were like, oh, should I keep back these pentuple corn snake heads? Maybe you should, but I don't know. These are hard decisions in terms of collection management. And I don't know what to do about any of it except try my best. That's all I do.
Just keep swimming? Yeah.
Well, what else am I going to do? I do the hobby. I like keeping. I like breeding. It's fun. Lisa mentioned people just like breeding animals. I love it. I would breed a fish. I would breed a dog. I would breed a cow. I'd breed anything. I think it's genetic. There's something wrong with me. But it's about being a responsible adult and having fun. If it's not fun, we went too far. That's all.
Yeah, and it definitely is, but it's like there is definitely like even like the rats, like there's been so many times where I've like opened up a tub and then like one of the little mama ASFs has like bitten their little baby and then they're just like you know carrying it like a little suitcase and it's just like this is my precious one. I'm keeping this one.
I
And it's like
know.
chill out. I'm just cleaning your tub. Like you'll
They're
be
so.
fine.
Are
I'm
yours
just giving
mean
you
or
some
nice?
sunflower
Like, do they
seeds. You'll be
bite
all
you?
right.
Do they bite you or are they nice?
Oh no, mine are super chill. I can like
I
reach in and pet
know.
them and do whatever,
Okay,
which
good. Some people have
yeah.
like feral lines that like will bite them, and I'm like, y'all need to
I
call
know
that
when
and
I
get
talk
some
to,
nice ones.
the Harbins, like theirs are like little bastards apparently. And it's like, you got to get some nice ones, man. Like mine are all like super chill.
Yeah. Like I could
Like,
go in there and pick the perfect pinky size, like rifle around in the nest. And
yeah.
they're just like,
Sometimes I'm
whatever.
like, I need a wean and I just yoink it right off the little teat. And it's like, sorry, dude, like you're coming with me. But they're fine. Like they just, you know, if they knew what was happening to them, maybe they wouldn't be fine. But, mine
Right.
are all chill.
Pure little ASFs.
Yeah, they accept their fate well. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. And boas like to eat them
Yeah,
too.
so that's part of why I did my little gas chamber thing is that pretty much everything that eats a medium rat or less is just going to get ASFs. I was going to figure that
Hmm.
out tonight. I'm like, okay, I have this many bull snakes, I got this many boas. How many would I need per year? And then I was going to basically figure out that if I do that, I could just be like, okay, I need to produce this many to feed this group of animals per year. And
So
then I
you
just
could
go through
cull down your rodent production to the point that
exactly.
you need.
So
Okay.
what I think I would do is I would just build those numbers up and be like, okay, I need, let's say 1,200 rats for the year,
Hmm.
100 rats a month, 12 years, whatever, 1,200. So let me just build up to that many and just knock them all out and then just have a freezer full of like 6 months worth of rats and then
Oh.
ramp it back up and then crush it back down and just kind of like, because then it's like you would only be suffering with rats for a short period of time. And then you
Suffering.
and then you and then you would just
Right.
keep your base colonies going to like
Right.
build up. And then whenever you're like, okay, like this is when I'm going to start cranking them out. And then you could just create more colonies and then you just raise up a bunch of stuff and then you take them out.
Would you like first in, first out, like in like date when you made the frozen, so you were feeding the 6 month old ones? How would you?
Hey, I just started last week. We haven't gotten this far
You're
yet.
doing great. My problem
So
is I've
I
been hand to mouthing my rodent production since I moved here from Washington. Because at Washington, I was like a net producer, selling them off. And I moved here. I have less space.
people here are like wanting twos and threes and it's like, no, thank you. I
Yeah.
don't want to take 45 minutes to meet up with you somewhere to sell you $10 in rats. Like
Right.
that's just not what I'm about. So I would much rather just produce my own, freeze them, give a little bit less money to ARS, and I'll just keep buying my Chinese mice from them and my extra large rats and call it good. So
Would you get rid of all rats? You don't have any rats now. That's right. No rats.
oh yeah, I don't breed like rats or mice, just
Jumbos are
ASF.
expensive. Jumbo rats, like for boas.
Yeah, but
They used.
realistically, it's like it goes back to like the feeding thing, right? Like people overfeed ball pythons. People overfeed just about everything. Like my
Mm-hmm.
berms, I fed them a while ago. They're
Do you feed them
fine.
bunnies or just multiple jumbos?
No rabbits. I like
Okay.
my bigger girls. They get 10-pound rabbits. My male gets a 3-pound rabbit, and they get one once every month ish.
Okay. Yeah, I think people bankrupt themselves running around looking for feeders to feed an animal that doesn't necessarily even need that much to produce, but they think it does and they want to get to a certain size at a certain point, but they'll have lost all their margin chasing feeders and buying feeders and feeding feeders and
Yeah, like
growing
I
feeders.
yeah, I
Like,
think then he was talking about how like who basically feed like one of his he was talking about like ball pythons. He's like, yeah, she gets like 12 meals a year and produces a clutch.
mhm.
And it's like that's probably once they get to like an adult size. but like they're very efficient with like their rodents, like they are. Like my blood pythons, they get an extra large rat bi-weekly. My males get one every 3 weeks.
Hmm.
Like my Hog Island female, like she gets one bi-weekly. Like I'm gonna start doing weekly of like the ASF because I just have so many of them now.
Hmm.
But like previously, I've just been giving her like a large rat like bi-weekly or every 3 weeks. The male, he's still like he's coming up, so he'll be a little over 2 years old this coming fall. So it's
Hmm.
like I'm gonna, hope that he's of size, but he's been getting weekly meals just because I need to, I want to get him to size. I'd really like to produce some hog islands because I'm like jonesing for like proving to myself that like I'm not a scrub and I can actually breed boas still. Like,
I just feel like boas breed themselves, and you just are lucky enough to get babies or not, and you just don't get a choice in the matter. It's like destiny or
that's
something.
the way I felt too, but I'm trying to tell myself that if I go through and I reread Vin's book and telling me to like lower my night temperatures and just leaving him in there and just crossing my fingers and doing like a sacrificial ritual that I will
Okay.
get Hog Island babies.
Yeah, I don't do anything temperature wise. It's just the room is colder because it's winter time, and I fast
Yeah.
them from because here it's not cold here in October, cold here in January. So I fast them January to March, turn them back on, maybe feed them a little bit right at the end. That'll make them ovulate if they're going to do it. And then some of them ovulate a little later in the summer after they started eating and they're
See, and
together
that's and
again.
that's probably my problem is I wasn't really doing any kind of food cycling or anything like that with the boas.
Hmm.
I was just kind of having them together and then I'd pull them apart, after 2 weeks and then I'd feed them and then I'd put them back together again after a couple days
Yeah, I leave them
and
together
just
the
kind
whole
of
time. No food, 3 months.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like that's not what I was
And
doing.
I'll pull them apart and feed them if like the male gets he's doing too much work. You know what I
You're like, come
mean?
on, buddy. You
Yeah, I
need a
need
Big
some
Mac here.
Gatorade. We gotta get this guy fluffed up here. But most
Yeah.
time I don't feed him at all.
Hmm.
But she won't ovulate until she gets like a couple of good meals, typically. Because I don't know. It depends on if they're like more of the spring breeder style, like a Sigma or not.
See, and that's kind of what I've been looking at with like say like the colubrids and stuff too, right? Because like a lot of people basically talk about like, summer snake. She does like all the Pituophis, the bull snakes and all that stuff. And she'll basically talk about how like Halloween, she like cuts off food. Thanksgiving is like basically when brumation begins of like lowering temperatures and whatever else. And then they're basically in brumation until Valentine's Day and then they come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you start feeding and pairing and doing all that stuff. So I do think that if I were to start food cycling and doing all that other stuff, I'd probably would have had better success with the boas and not be as
Mm-hmm.
like spotty with said success. But that's what's so great about like the ball pythons. You just friggin' feed them as much as they want, and then they'll maybe go off food or maybe not go off food. And then you throw a male in there and he's 100% most of the time going to lock up with that
Yeah.
female.
Ball pythons in many ways are much easier than these other things that we've
Oh,
talked
for sure.
about.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, yeah, put them together. One day they'll probably make eggs. Could be 9 months from now.
My
10
first
months
ball
from now.
python clutch was sheer accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I put my sunset male in with this albino spider female that I had, and because I was like talking to a buddy and I like told him how big he was. He's like, that thing's like ready to go, and I was like, all right, I'll try. I put him in there. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see anything going on, so I was like, whatever, like nothing's gonna happen. And then like one day, several months later, I was just checking waters, and this female's just wrapped up in
I
a
bet
bunch
you
of
were
eggs.
like ecstatic because there was no like
Nothing.
mental thought about
Yeah.
worrying about it or
She
whatever.
was yeah, she was just like being weird and refusing food. So I was like, whatever, typical ball python activities, you know? And then one
Hmm.
day she just wrapped up on a bunch of eggs. And that
Maybe
was my
that's
first
more
ball python
fun.
clutch.
I bred
So
my first set of boas in my mom's bathroom. They
nice.
were just loose. I was 16. Is that weird?
That's funny. I mean,
Like
hey,
I
it
did.
worked.
There was no food cycling then because I was an idiot because it was 2001 I was just like, feed. And so that boas can be more chill too. Let's be clear. Especially like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like the Sonoran ones need more temperature cycling, but the Colombians are kind of ball python esque in a way. They will cycle because they're from a more warmer
They
part of
cycle whenever they don't have a
yes,
seasonality for their
right.
breeding.
I have here because it's so hot here. I have litters of Colombian mutts in like October. Does that make any sense? It's hot as hell. But like because I don't feed them in my winter, they'll build follicles on the food that comes to them the first part of the spring. So I kind of keep them paired together a lot. Don't listen to anything I've ever said. It just depends on the
but that's the thing though. You just don't know, and it's like I don't know if you ultrasound any of your stuff or you just kind
I
of go
have
with
for
like the
fun,
vibes.
but it's mostly vibes. I like to just look because I'm nosy.
Yeah. So
'Cause
that's what I
they'll
did with my berms this year, and like
well, what
it
size
kind of
follicles
screwed
does a
me.
berm have when it smells sexy to another berm?
I friggin' looked at my females and they were eating and just hanging out. And then all of a sudden I put my probe down and they had like 30 something millimeter follicles, like all three of them did. And I was like, damn it, you know, and
Oh no.
I put my mate
Is
like,
30 on a Burmese python the equivalent of a 15 on a ball python?
no, it's the
Or is
same
it
30. It's like a 30, like, I mean,
so they
they
ovulate at
ovulated once
30
they got to
too?
40. So
Oh fuck.
they ovulated
That's
basically at the same
interesting.
time. So I
Yep.
had my one male that I was juggling between my three females. And it kind of screwed me because I got a lot of slugs from the first one. I got like a good amount of like I also was trying to breed my damn ball pythons to these Burmese pythons too. Like I just seeing what happened, you know.
Do you
So who
like
knows?
burn balls?
Maybe I got a burn ball that's gonna hatch next week. Who knows? I got
Oh.
one
I mean
singular
they
egg
look
from my
cool. I just
caramel.
I don't know. I don't have time for all that.
Yeah, they're pretty. I would like to
Mm-hmm.
try because it's like what I would like to do is get get ball python mutations into Burmese pythons. But then I
Mm-hmm.
also don't want to keep a ton of Burmese pythons. I just want to keep small, respectable numbers of Burmese pythons.
How do you
Like
feel
right
about
now, I have
dwarf
4.
berms?
Do what?
How do you feel about dwarf berms? Prognish shy? Prog.
They're from what I mean, they look cool.
They're
They're
expensive.
from what I understand, they're a little bitey in comparison to like they're just a little bit more high strung. But like I don't know,
I like the way they look. They're like their saddles are like
pointy.
wobblier, like
Yeah, they're jagged.
puzzle esque.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I
still
just
think
like
the
it.
labyrinth is one of the prettiest pattern mutations in
Yes,
berms.
but like look at this. Wow, look at all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like rippling water.
I
You
know.
know what's really cool is Indian pythons, but
Oh, with the
we
head
can't have
color.
nice things.
Who has some? Somebody has some.
William.
Was William have some? I just like their head color.
Yeah, I like the little like ombre
Let's go to
head thing they got
Instagram.
going
Let's go to
on.
Instagram. Yeah, I think life. I don't know. Everything's fine. I just think people got to do what they think it feels good, and if you feel like getting more boas feels good right now, then I think that's fine, and I love that for you. So, I think I need to cut almost everything, like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I got boas coming out my ears, brother.
Yeah,
I have
see, like I
holdbacks from
said though, it's
21
like so.
I haven't bred, and I'm like, do I need to breed this boa? Really? And so I need to focus on the boa front for me.
So currently, I'm sitting at 49 colubrids is where I'm at. So that's hognose, bull snake, and milk snakes.
Is that a good number for you, or do you want to go more or less?
I'm fine with keeping it right where it's at.
Okay.
Like it could fluctuate and go up a little bit. Like it's really not that big of a deal. They eat mice for the most part. It's really not that crazy, you know, regimen cleaning wise or anything else. And then boa wise, currently I have 16 with my 2 longicauda that'll be coming eventually. I'm just potentially waiting on her to produce more longicauda, so then I'll get 4 instead of the 2 that I've already bought. So it's like, but
From
then I still need
Allison?
to get like a couple of males for a couple
Mhm.
things. So it's like that'll increase like a little bit, but I would still want to be under 25 boas as far as like collection stuff. And then it's at that point, the only thing I'd really be hoping to do is to hit my male to use with my females to improve odds on production. But
Mhm.
also, it's like just like a line breeding for like quality type situation. So
Mhm.
it's like I have the females with those genes. And then Python wise, I got, or the other Python wise, I got the 4 berms, and then I have 12 blood pythons, and then the
Are
rest of
you
the small
happy with your
pythons.
blood python number?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Is there any other species that tickles your fancy that's a boa or python that isn't one you already have? You're like, I want to try that out. It looks pretty cool.
It's I see something and I'm like, that's kind of nice. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would like a pair of like Amazon basins or something
Mm-hmm.
because they're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're awesome. Or they look awesome. I haven't had one. Well, I mean, I did have one. I got one from Joel Szastowski, or I was trying to like add shit in there, but because he's a little bastard. But I got one from him, and it died on me. It like didn't eat, and it just
Aw.
died, and he was no help whatsoever. It's a very frustrating situation, but it is what it is. But I would like to get a pair of basins, and I live in Maryland, so it's like I can get them from Ed like very easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of like, do I want to spend that much money for that specific
Mm-hmm.
animal?
Do you? Or
I don't
maybe is
know.
this like a future thing? Like maybe you're like, oh, that'll be fun.
It might be a
Now.
future me problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a current me problem, but it's like if my numbers in general were lower and I wasn't having to deal with rats 2, 3 days a week, it's like
You feel like you could
I
make the
think it would just
decision more easily. Like, yeah, I'm ready.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it's just because the rodent situation in general is a very overwhelming situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like by removing that stress, it's like I feel like I could just have those with minimal expectations of like if they do something cool, if they don't do something, whatever, they're
Mm-hmm.
pretty and they're gonna live the next 20 years, and that's
Mm-hmm.
good enough. But then it's like these things live like a long time, like friggin' like all these people that get these damn sulcata tortoises that are gonna be like
Mm-hmm.
gifted to like their great grandchild that's like not
Right.
even born yet.
Put it in the will.
Yeah, it's just like and that's why like even like my berms, like I'm fine with where I'm at with them. The only thing is I would like to produce a caramel pied boy so
Mm-hmm.
I can just use him occasionally on the females that I have because I'm not gonna get like other females. Like I might keep back like a caramel pied female and then get like an unrelated male
Mm-hmm.
eventually. Um, just so that way I'm like not necessarily producing albino caramel pieds with like mine because mine will all be het for albino. So that's kind of it is what it is. Like I got it because I wanted something different to look at than like a normal berm female,
Mm-hmm.
and the female's like really pretty, but
You don't feel
it's
like you'd
like
be tempted to ball python it and keep the triple visual or double visual females, caramel pied females, because you're like, oh, if I start raising this up now, it would be I'd
see, but
make
it's like I
more.
don't even know if I would though because I think
Okay.
visually a caramel pied is going to look prettier than a caramel granite pied
Okay.
because you have more of the berm pattern in there. It's not going to be like a butter cream and white,
Mm-hmm.
just
What
mix,
do pet people
so
like? Do they like? Are they cheap enough that their pet price? I don't even know what a pied berm price is right now.
I don't know.
Still
I'll look it
expensive?
up. No,
I don't
they're
even
not
know.
too bad. Last I looked, I don't really look too often. I know Ben had like a caramel pied male for a lot, like it was like $8,000, but like a albino pied is 3,200.
It's not too
Or
bad.
A pied het caramel is 2,000. A granite pied is 2,500. Albino pied male 1,200. Like that's a reasonable price, I think. Like,
do you think people are buying them at that price? Are you selling them at that price?
I haven't
Where are we at?
produced them.
Okay. We have
Like
the other ones were
I sold granite pieds I sold granite pieds. I sold green granites and hypogranites like 2 years ago. And they were fine.
Okay. I just don't know like how much market there is currently for Burmese pythons. There's some clearly.
Well, here's the thing. Like if you go on to Morph Market and you look, there's only 109 of them available. So, but here the problem
why are there so many more retics around? Is it because they are just bred more and more people or do more people actually want retics more?
Well, the fact that there's so many of them available, I would argue that less people want retics. You know?
Yes. I mean, there's lots of like chicken and egg problems there where you're like, if the only thing someone ever sees for the large snake category is a retic, they'll pick that because that's the only thing they ever see. But if they could buy any of them, which one would they want?
I think the problem is that retics breed so easily, and retics produce a ton more eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel like they produce more. Like,
do they? I don't even know.
I don't know. I just see those stupid ass Jay Brewer videos with like a friggin'
but his retics are like obese, so like they're gonna dump a bunch of calories into their clutch
it's insane for sure. But like I see like whenever people post their retics on eggs, it's like a metric ton of eggs versus like, you know, like my female, like I got my albino triple het female, I got 17 eggs from her. And there was like 3 slugs. And I got like her
less embarrassing number. It's not like 50 or whatever.
Exactly.
Like, you know, and they're like in the Everglades, they're like, oh no, every female Burmese is laying 70 eggs. I'm like, is she? She's probably starving. She's eating like sickly ass raccoons. She's she's probably breeding small and like dies every 5 years because of the freezes. They're probably each female is probably not laying 70 eggs. Shut up. But anyway, sorry.
So it's like, you know, like my female, like I said, like I got her in 2010 or 2020, whatever COVID time frame I got her. You know, so we're coming up on 5 years old, you know, like she eats 10-pound rabbit. She's a good sized girl, you know, and it's like she gave me what I consider a very reasonable clutch of eggs, you know. And same thing, like my big goldeneye female, like she gave me 18 eggs like the other year.
Right.
You know, she basically gave me a blood python sized clutch.
Right.
Which is reasonable. Like I think like that clutch size is a very reasonable clutch size. I think that there are more people that are more apt to maintaining and keeping like a Burmese python as a pet are, you know, higher than a retic is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the retics, they just need to move more. They need more space. They need more mental whatever. Like a Burmese python is just a giant ball python is what a Burmese python is. Like,
do you have any thoughts
they're super
on like
chill, they're very
the
relaxed.
Burm disease issue that happened back in the day?
I heard.
You think it was mycoplasma?
Like, I don't know. I heard about something. I heard about something with like the greens, like the greens just like kept dying like during breeding because like people cooled them too much and then they just got like respiratory and died. Right,
but they would because that was pre-knowledge of Nido, so they could have had that, but also they could have had mycoplasma because they were like smushed together and they didn't necessarily move that much, and maybe the greens are more sensitive to fungus. So that's what mycoplasma is. So it is curable, but people would just be like, I guess greens get Burm disease, but they never figured out it was a fungus.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't hear Burmese people, except for maybe Dylan, ever even talk about the Burm disease issue of 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. So
isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah. I feel like everything's forgotten every 2 years. What do you think about that? And then you have to re-say.
Well, it's even worse now because in the past we used to have, forums and stuff, where you could go on there and search stuff up, and it was like a nice little community of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel that in boas, I feel like there's a community of people still, and especially like retrospectively, like looking back on it, like it's more like I feel like people are just genuinely like happy whenever you like make a cool boa that like looks cool and that will like have people interested in boas because of said cool boa.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I don't
don't
know if
know.
that's
I think some
necessarily,
people are kind of snobby, TBH.
well, they're definitely snobby, and
They think
everybody
their
looks down
shit
on the
doesn't
ball
stink.
python people.
Yes, and maybe the shit doesn't stink. But sometimes I'm like, I don't think boa people would let me sit with them.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like whenever I was like talking to Chaz, because I was like, telling him like, oh, I like got back into this and I got this, and it's like, showing him like, these different, like I got a couple animals from Brad and all that kind of stuff. And then when he was talking about like the ball pythons, he's like, you guys, like you ball python guys and whatever else. I'm like, I was a you guy too before I did this stuff.
Right.
Like, I'm into all of this stuff.
How do you prove your card? Do you have to have a card?
I don't know. I need to try and get it back, I guess.
I know.
But
I don't
like,
think I have it either.
yeah, but too many things are just cool. Like there's
Mhm.
just too many cool things.
Mhm.
Like and for a while too, I was very like not like very anti-colubrid, but I thought colubrids were dumb because they have like no neck. They're just like face and body,
They're like a
they're
sock puppet.
streamlined.
Yes. But
And
that's
it's
also
like,
why they're cool, kind of. They're just
it
different.
is, yeah. And it's like, and in the last like couple of years, I've just like kind of like grown more towards them and stuff. And it's just like I don't know, they're just different. Like the Barons racers are like super enjoyable. Like now that I got them like out of my like baby rack and into like a cage with a couple of sticks, they're just like up on sticks and like
Mhm.
hanging out on things. And it's like, look at you just enjoying life in there. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
they're very busy snake.
yeah.
A lot of kinds of colubrids are very busy. No matter what they're doing, they're like, I gotta go. I gotta dig.
Yeah, I'm
I
late
got
to
it.
work or something.
I'm late to work. I have taxes to file, and other snakes are not quite that busy. But that makes them like a good viewing pet for like a pet person. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can hold it if you want, but you can also just like go nuts and watch it have a little party every day as it rearranges
Yeah.
its cage. That could
Yeah,
be
just
fun too.
investigate every corner.
Right. Like the climax are my like busiest snake. They have like an activity set. I got to go up here. I got to warm up, go down here, check this out, run 3 laps, and then I'll settle, and then I'll do it all again. And I'm like, whoa. I haven't even had my like morning caffeine yet, and you've already done a whole thing, and it's a procedure, and that's fun. That's a fun thing for people. I don't know if people need to keep hundreds of them in racks, but I think you want a couple, pair, have a nice little cage. That's good.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like not everybody needs to be as crazy as we are and have 100+ snakes.
No, please don't.
like
I think
they
this
can
is like
have
part pathology, part I don't know, hobby. There's something going on here that's not normal. So
it's like people like a normal sane person can have 5 different things
yeah,
and just enjoy them and just
right. Maybe they want to golf or something, fish. They can't have a hunt. Like the thing about us is really weird. Is like you need to get into the reptile lifestyle. I'm like, fucking do you? What if we let it go? We have to indoctrinate every new person into like a cult every time. Just let them buy their one bell or their one baby boa, and just like, bye. Thanks for interfacing with our hobby at this moment. I don't know. Yes, file snakes will do your taxes for a tadpole. Excellent. Thank you. Sir, do you have any extra 1099s? Yeah. That's fun. I think that can be a good pet for somebody. Because like I've also seen people like I sold somebody a bell in like 21, and that snake is still on her TikTok. What year is it? 5 years
26.
later. And I'm like, good. She never got any more snakes. She's never gotten the hobby. She just has that one male ball python that she likes. And I'm like, great. Glad he's
But
having
that's the
fun.
thing. Like you don't like the majority of people, they don't need to do that.
Right. Well, good.
I just like it's good for the morph market situation, like the morph race of
Sure.
animals for
Right.
people to get in and want to buy 20, 30, 40, whatever animals. But like the majority of people that want to just come in and get something that they can just enjoy and have and appreciate and
Need
have and be
more.
that weird and be the weird friend that has a snake in their group, you know? It's like they
Right.
could get by just having like one cool snake in like a decked out enclosure. Like I
Mhm.
look at that stuff and it's like I look at these Barons racers and I'm just like I feel bad for you right now because I got it like they're like 25, so they're like long as shit but skinny.
Mhm.
But I have them in this like 4x2x2 with like their water dish slash hide and a couple of sticks. So like I need to add more things in there for it to be less
Mhm.
depressing. But whenever I look at these like pet people's things and I see that they've got like all the stuff, they got
Mhm.
like the branch that goes this way, the bigger log that goes this way, the background that does like they got like all this stuff, like all the clutter, the little like plant in the corner that is like angled a perfect kind of way. It's like I look at that and I'm just like, how can I like design that? You know, like how did their brain figure out to do that for that animal? Because it's like I look at it and I'm like, I need to do that for everybody. Like that's not realistic
Well,
at
you could
all. And
do
it's
what
like, and I only want
I
to
don't
do it
know,
for my
AV
Barons.
people do, where they do like I don't know the piping, the landscape piping, and they zip tie it up on a hook, and they do a sky hide, and it's all like PVC, and then they do like the removable branches, so it's easy to take everything out quickly and find turds, then put everything back in quickly. There's
Yeah.
ways to I don't know, do arboreal and not do it so it's like really intense and bioactive, even though that's fine too. And then
Oh no,
put
I
like
want it the way that you're talking about it because it's
right.
like, because like the people that do like the hydroponic like growing of plants and stuff, they do have those like PVC tubes where they just like drop a plant in there and then it serves its purpose.
Right. So
So it's
there's ways
like,
to like have these like functional spaces where like their bodies can move in all the ways that would be good for them, but it's not necessarily that hard to clean. Because
yeah,
I have done bioactive and I probably will never do it again.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
have a
like
desire
it
to
that
do it
much.
whatsoever.
I like live plants. I think they're cool, but the snakes will squish them. But in terms of like paying for the substrate, paying for all this stuff, and then having to like cycle it out or something, or some mushroom grows weird over here, and you're like, is there too much like mycelium of this mushroom type over here? It's too much. I like a normal natural substrate, but like not bioactive that I can throw
Yeah.
away at any time. I don't feel bad about it.
Yep, I'm with you there.
Sorry.
I just want it to be a pretty little fish tank for them, but it's nice because I do feel like
What's
they
up?
enjoy having that situation.
Yes. Yes.
Like they got stuff to do. But simultaneously, I also feel like the ball pythons enjoys sitting in a tub with nothing to do. Like I feel like they kind of enjoy their solitude.
I wanna one of these days I'm gonna buy a ball python, an Applegate style enclosure, and see what they want to do for fun.
Yeah.
Because I think they're fine in a tub, really, realistically. But I do think sometimes, you know, like you open up a ball python tub and they'll like be like, they're not hunting, but they're like immediately trying to run away.
Yeah,
Right
some
away.
of them.
Yeah, they want to go have sex with someone up top, or they just got like the crazies. So,
The runners, yeah.
I think that those snakes maybe want to have a little jaunt, and so maybe they should have a playpen or something to go to. And so sometimes I'll throw them on the cart and let them just party hard over there and sniff around because that like gives them something to do, and then they'll go back and they'll be settled. But like I do think they want to do something sometimes.
I think with the ball pythons, it's more me wanting to be able to visually look at them and see them without them being in like the tub situation. But like a
Mhm.
cage situation is just not like on any kind of scale having, 10 or
Mhm.
20, 3x2s for a ball
Well, what if
python
you
is
put them
just
in like a
crazy
90
work.
series, 80 series, or whatever? That had a little window. Would that be enough? Because then that would keep you cut the numbers down.
Yeah.
They have more
It'd be it'd
space.
be it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to like for them to have that. And it's like, and I definitely have a couple that I thought about moving
Hmm.
um into those tubs. But then it comes to like I mean it's fine, it's whatever. Because it's like no matter what, like if you were to produce something from there, it's like one of those clutches could basically pay for an 80 series rack for a bunch of ball pythons to be in and for them to live out their life in, this 80 series tub.
Right. I like Joel. He has the Freedom Breeder 90,
Yeah, with the other
whatever their
windows.
90 equivalent is.
Yeah.
And I don't think Joel's hurting because he put him in a 90. I think he likes it.
Yeah.
I think he paid a lot of money for the snakes. He wants to see them. Like I think it's
Exactly. That's
fine.
what I mean though. It's like you do pay a lot of money. You put a lot of time, effort, energy, everything else into them. So it's like you want to be able to see them and enjoy them.
Right.
And,
And
some animals are more keen to that enjoyment than others.
right. And then the other thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you do keep some of your ball pythons in clear, they do all the things that boas do. Like they hunt the front of the tub, they'll like set up and be ready for you. If it's clear, you can see that they're hunting the tub front. But what if you open
Yeah.
it, they'll pull back and you can't see them. This
No,
is for like
all
little
mine are
babies that
gray,
are
but I
very confident.
occasionally see little noses like right at the
Right. They
brim of
know you're
like,
there. They know you're there and that you could be feeding them. So, like,
yeah.
if they're clear, you can watch them represent and telegraph what they want better. And they don't seem that bad. Maybe some of them are
Yeah.
shy to begin with, but
Just like we talked about though, it's like you practically need to like sell your existing racks just to buy new clear tub racks.
I
Otherwise, it's just not
know.
financially a wise decision.
Like Joe, ball python's nine, he keeps all of his ball pythons in clear tubs. They're fine. You know, they have hides and stuff, but like it is a lot because but I think that's why it's a process, and we're gonna have grace and try to figure it out. Because I was thinking of taking the gray tubs to a show and selling them for $10, and I was like, maybe that's like half of the cost of a clear, but the clears are 27. Am I making that up?
I don't know. I just looked at it and I was like, hot damn, I'm spending a lot to get these things. And that was even before shipping. So I was like, nope, I'm just going to sell my 55s locally for, 2000, 2200 a piece. Hope I get that. And then I'm just going to like wait until, wait until the Black Friday deal and get that,
Get a
couple
whole new
$100
one.
off.
Do you think? Have you sold enough snakes down that you can do the Black Friday deal, or are you still in the process?
I already sold one rack worth.
Oh, really? That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts. Good job.
Yeah. A lot of the other stuff, I'm just kind of waiting for production and to kind of see where that stuff goes and then go from there, But
Okay.
like I said, in like a perfect world, it's like I'm not thinking of like, kind of what you mentioned earlier necessarily, but it's like some of those ones, like it's like I wanted to like complete the circle, like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to like finish the vision. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
even a matter of like monetarily losing the value. It's like I wanted to complete the vision of producing whatever I was trying to set out to produce.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that part is what hurts on some of that stuff because it's like I wanted to make that stuff. So it's like I wanted to see that through, but at some point I just got to kind of decide like, it is what it is and let someone else kind of figure that out or
Is
do
there like
that.
grief in that, or is it just general disappointment? Like, are you sad that you couldn't? Like, if you had a plan 7 years ago to make something and you're this close, but you need to do XYZ because you
It's
need
it's
the
both it's
collection.
both sad and disappointing.
Okay.
because it's sad because it's like you do everything you possibly can to like get to that finish line, but
Mhm.
then the powers that be are just like, nah, like we're good. Like I know you really want that, but like you're good. And then, the other side of it, it's like it's just like you wanted, you just like you wanted that to happen. So it is like discouraging because it's the amount of like work and whatever else that you had to put into it. But like I try and think about it too, like if I were to get into that situation and then I get down to a position where I only need to have like 4 colonies of rats breeding, that's a big difference compared to 27, you
Right.
know?
That that the hope would be the joy from the extra free time would overwhelm the grief of maybe not completing a project goal, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But don't you think it would? Because then you could like hold the ones you still have more, take their picture more, make more videos about them more, or like whatever, because
Oh
you
no, yeah.
on like
Oh
a
no, I
per
agree.
snake
Yeah. So
basis, you have more time to enjoy the ones you have,
that's why I
even
haven't been doing like YouTube videos or whatever else, because it's like at the end of the day, like the care of like the animals and in turn the rodents is more important than my dumb face making a video for YouTube.
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
like, and I even on like the reels, like I pretty much I'll put one out like every other day, maybe
Mhm.
2, 3 a week, something like that. Maybe at best. Sometimes I'll just go a couple weeks without doing it. But it's like the problem is I'm good with doing photos and videos and I enjoy showing the animals because I want people to see how cool all these things are. Ball
Mhm.
pythons, the berms. I don't even show the damn berms. The only time I really
Mhm.
show the berms is whenever I got babies. Although I did think it'd be funny to do like here's my smallest snake, here's my biggest snake, and have like a little worm of like a hog nose. And then it's like, and then and then like, just be like, here's my smallest snake. And then my girlfriend will back up and then here's my biggest snake. And then it
Mhm.
comes into the camera and it's literally like, this is one brain cell that this snake has. Like, it's just like,
Well, are you monetized on Facebook yet? I'm assuming you are.
I did something that said that I was, and then I did it, but then I never heard anything about it. But I'm not on Instagram.
Okay,
I've
I'm
never
not
seen
monetized on
anything
Instagram, but I
from
am on
anything.
Facebook. And for some reason, things like just like aesthetic videos of snakes are being pushed on Facebook. And I don't post them there, they just get shared over from Instagram. So
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what if you were just like, not like rage baity content, like feeding or like stealing their eggs or whatever, but like just interesting aesthetic content. Like if you
Yeah.
did 7 reels a
That's
day
why I
of
made
gift,
that like leaf with the doomerals thing. Like, that's pretty. Like, it's just a cool,
right?
interesting
I
video.
that would do good, and you could like make an extra $200 a month or something just right now because they've monetized Facebook shorts or whatever. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh,
I need to
interesting.
look into it because I put my information in there like forever ago and then it like said stuff, but then I've like never seen anything since then. So
Like I
who
know a
really
lot of
knows?
people, not a lot, but some people who used to be like wannabe breeders are now like content creators for Facebook. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? With reptile content. I'm like, okay, cool. Get
You
it,
know, and
King.
and that's the other thing that's so crazy to me is like the people that want to be like internet famous for like snakes and stuff. It's like they could be way more internet famous just being like a person that happens to keep snakes versus like a reptile breeder. Like,
Yes.
like my fiance, like there's a couple different people that we watch that are just like couples living in other countries or couples traveling to like this place or that place. And they're
Mm-hmm.
just like little cafe hoppers or whatever. And they're just doing like little food vlogs and they're just having the
Mm-hmm.
time of their life, just showing cool places that they go to and whatever else. And it's like, there is such a bigger market for people that watch that kind of stuff than here's how you breed some of these ball pythons.
Yes. Like,
Like,
yeah, we talk about this a lot in the member live, but it's like we're a niche hobby, which is pet keeping. The niche is part of it, reptile keeping. The niche is part of that. Snakes, which some people don't even like. They'll like a turtle, but or a frog, but not snakes. And then now we're going to talk about only breeding them, and how
yeah,
like it's like
and only breeding one species of that thing.
Right. It's very niche. So like it's cool. The nerds who are into it really like to hear about it. But like in terms of mass appeal, just showing the snake off and not even talking about breeding, already you're doing better. Just be like, look how pretty this is. Then like grandma could be like, yeah, I like that. Looks nice. So
Yeah.
it's just an interesting time. I think we did it, brother.
I think we did it for a lot longer than we thought we were going to.
I know. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
You have to go to work.
It goes by quick, and
tomorrow,
I feel like the conversation was enjoyable, and hopefully everybody except those thumbs downers liked it.
Yeah, oh God. The only thing I want is for people to figure out how to be happy, because I've just been watching struggle sources, including me. Maybe I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, what do we got to do to be happy? And so that's what
that's exactly where I'm at. Like I see some stuff, and I'm just like, are we not living the same existence right now? Like,
yeah,
like what's going on here? Like, are you just, I don't know. And it's like we've been fairly positive, so I'll keep it positive. But it's like I don't know, man.
Right. Like, it's fine. It's all fine. But if you're looking in your heart, you're like, I'm not really happy. That's fine. But we can fix this because we're all adults and we all have agency. That's my dream anyway. Do we have agency? Yeah. Maybe not. I was kidding about that one.
Yeah, it's all simulation. Someone else is controlling it and they're doing a very bad job.
I hate them, actually. No. We'll have you on at some point. Good luck. What's your next show? SCRE?
No, like I was mentioning earlier, we're going to be doing that Gettysburg show that's going on next month. I want to have like a dry run with the new like setup situation. Mm-hmm. And it's like I should do more shows. I can't remember if it was your show that Dave was on, but Dave was on a show with somebody. I think it was your show. And he was talking about the absurd number of shows that he does. And he said something that really like rang true in my heart. And that was that like by him doing shows, he's putting more control in the financial situation of the business because he's going to shows to like sell animals. He's not waiting for people on Morph Market to sell animals. Because I don't know what else I can do online to move my stuff. I show pretty videos. I show pretty photos. I post mostly frequently, at least a couple of times a week. I do those things. I was doing YouTube for like a while, but then it comes to like how much effort is that worth doing? And
I think that the urgency of a show can help sometimes. You're like, this is the special show price. This is what's going on. Do you want to make a deal? That can help move some things, but like some shows, they're not urgent at all.
No, they're there. Well, that's the problem with around here is there are a lot of shows. So a lot of people they'll look at something and they'll be like, oh, okay, like, are you coming to the next show that's in like 4 months? Or are you going to the next show that's next weekend? It's like, no, we're not going to that show. We're at this show right now with this animal in front of you.
Yeah.
But like, and it goes to like it's like the shows are rough because sometimes you don't know who's just there for the LOLs and who's there to like get an animal. And I want to give everybody their time. But then there's times where I'm talking to this person and I see this other person coming up and they look like they want to ask a question about something that they've seen, but I can't be like, hold on.
Right. You're being regarded by a person that could be a customer, but maybe isn't. And you not sure. But then there's a lot of, but I think, gosh, what was I on? Like some craft fair Reddit, because I think they're our best analogy. It's not other kinds of things. It's like craft fair. They're like of a door, you will probably, if you're doing the best, only get 1 or 2% of people to buy anything from you. So like everybody's table is very door dependent. And then niche down from there if you have something they just don't want. So like you sort of have to do mass appeal lower priced to grab more of the door. And you're not doing that. So I don't know if I had any advice for you. Sorry.
You're like, I say all that to say I know nothing. Sorry about that.
Well, I mean,
sorry for the inconvenience.
like I've been breeding less snakes and bringing more dry goods items because they are by definition mass appeal. Like you don't have to want to buy a pet snake for me to buy a purse with frogs on it. And that sounds insane, what I just said.
We've seen a lady at like H Mart like a couple months ago with like a frog purse, and I thought it was hilarious and awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but people are so hard up. The economy's weird, inflation's weird. People have jobs, but they're a little weird about stuff. That it's a big commitment to buy a new pet, but it isn't a big commitment to get a little knickknack. And I know that's all controversial or whatever, but that covers the table. And
Hey,
then
those people clean house, the ones that get all their little friggin' Temu Alibaba like plushy things.
right, and I will do some plushies, but I buy like a brand one. I buy Wild Republic wholesale or whatever. Doesn't matter. But the point is, like, that's the only reason I even go to shows is because I have guaranteed that I'm going to cover my table
Well,
and
it's a lot
with
easier
mass
for like,
appeal.
yeah, it's a lot
And then
easier,
I
I
sell
think,
my
for the
snakes.
parents to justify purchasing this little thing than it is a living organism.
Yes, but yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's what we're doing is kind of not moral too. To be like, okay, emergency, commit to this 30-year commitment right now. Hurry
Yeah.
up. Hurry up.
I'm
Figure out a
with you
cage.
there. Yeah, I'm with you, and it's like
You don't even know what this
don't-
is. You don't even know the species. Buy it right now. That's crazy. We are crazy.
It is crazy, and I don't like that about that situation. Like
Right. That's why
but-
shipping online is better because they can like think about it.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why shipping online is better, but yes. The we were also talking with like the Harbins and stuff, and with moving towards doing like adding colubrids to the roster of things. I picked up a gang of those like Vision V18 tubs with like the cup holders and the lids and everything else. I'm going to do a different thing to like fasten the lids, like, cause the rubber band thing, it's like a matter of time before that breaks. So I want to do like a Velcro strap. But I also 3D printed hide. So it'll basically be like the kit of tub, lid, hide, water dish, heat pad on a thermostat. So you can purchase this whole thing for, for basically a little bit of like, basically like double the cost,
right,
more or less. So there's profit margin. But then
the
it'll be slightly more expensive.
I just use like regular bins, but I can make the cost cheaper. So
they don't look as nice though.
I know they don't, but you're just like, this is quarantine bin. You got 3 months.
I know, but they just
like buy something else.
I don't know. I feel like, and this is a me thing where it's like I just feel like that tub shape, size, built-in water holder, like all that stuff, I think just comes together nicer than like your standard 8-quart tub, or not 8-quart, 6, whatever quart size they are. It's just like visually, I feel
kind
like
of agree,
nicer.
but I think that might be you biased because you like the way a tub looks because it reminds you of things you're comfortable with.
Well, I got 40 of them, so we'll see.
No, I think they're fine. Like my least favorite tub design are Vision tubs. Is that crazy? Just
not
in general.
crazy.
Okay. And my least favorite racks are Vision racks. I don't think they're terrible, but like I'd rather have an ARS. Put a gun to my head. ARS every time.
So one thing I'm also going to get soonish is the Visionariums. I'm going to get some of those to try them out and stuff.
That's what I was sort of getting into. Is like,
it's like a nice little mix.
Like wholesale, if they could have a wholesale price, it'd be a better sale. I just don't know if colubrids could be contained within them. Colubrids that climb. I'd have to test it.
So it seems like it for one. But if you look at the like the V35 times 3, which so it's basically a V35 size, but they're like 3 high, so you'll end up with like a 2 foot or so thing. If you're buying them in like like groups of like 6, you end up getting like a little bit better of like, or 5. So if you buy 5 of them, it's $622 shipped. It's a pretty good deal for 5 enclosures.
With how many windows? Just one?
With one front window.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
And
fine.
it's like they look like fine, and you can get backgrounds for them and everything else. So it's like for like a
I'm just
kid that has a
really just worried
colubrid
about
or a baby ball
corn
python.
snakes and stuff like that getting out because they are.
I know my first corn
Squishy.
snakes I had as a kid would constantly escape and find their way into my dad's like sock drawer, apparently.
Yeah, I
But
like.
that was like before there was cages that locked and stuff.
Listen,
You just hope
brother.
for the
The
best
number
with
one
books
complaint
and
of my
things.
corn snake customers is their corn snake escaped, and where is it? And so I want.
Built-in reassurance, they come back for you for a corn snake
That's
number 2.
true, but like on my care sheet, I'm like, your number one priority with first cages is containment. So if I make them a bin,
And that's
even if
why I
it's
like the
from
V18
Walmart and
because
it
it
looks ghetto,
closes.
I know they can't break it because they break out because it's a gasket tub.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
They're not getting out.
They're not.
Put them in something else when they're a year old.
So,
You know.
but yeah, so it's like I just think that, like, you know, because there was a guy here at the shows. We used to always be next to him. This dude, Rock Creek Corns. He would always sell like a little critter keeper setup to go with like the baby corn
Yeah,
snake.
that would be
you know?
fine. Too.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, totally.
They can't
See,
get out of that either because it's like I was trying to find them wholesale because they're obviously made in China, obviously.
Yeah.
And it just takes a long time, like going through all of the manufacturers of all the products on Alibaba and be like, what's your MOQ, right? Like, what's the minimum order quantity? And then you're like, well, do I have $20,000 to buy 10,000 critter keepers? No. So then you end up being like, I'll just buy it retail and then like give it to the people at cost just so they buy a snake or something.
So like I can't remember exactly what it was, but like the Vision tubs were not inexpensive. And I got a case of them. And it's like, and like lids and everything else. So it's like it turned into like a whole thing. But like I got like 40 of the V18s because that was like a minimum. Huh?
What's the cost approximately of putting together the whole kit?
The cost is about $40 a pop.
For all the parts of it?
Correct. Yeah. So for basically tub, for lid, for water dishes, because Vision loves to do things complicated, which I told Mark, like, I don't like it. But like the V18 tubs, I asked him, I was like, do you guys have a proprietary water dish? Because my 12-ounce deli cup does not fit into this V18 tub.
Really?
So I had this whole, it doesn't.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And it upset me.
Like I have Vision with no cups, but I bought Freedom Breeder versions of them instead of the Vision versions because they had no cup holders at the time I bought the Freedom Breeder ones. And I've been living joyfully with my 8-ounce deli cups ever since.
See, I feel like having the deli cups in the tubs is very nice because you don't end up with spilled water and whatever else.
Right. But like at the time I bought it, only Freedom Breeder had the FB18 equivalent with cup holders, and Vision did not yet. So I never had to buy the Vision ones.
The Freedom Breeder equivalent and the lids.
Right, they're the same size. Like they fit in the same racks or whatever. But maybe like the lips are different. So like if you have to snap the top on, it's different.
Who knows? But either way though, so the cost is basically tub, lid, water dishes because I had to like buy those. And then I'm getting heat pads from ARS.
I thought about buying it because I talked about with the Hartmans too. I still prefer mine. So try it out. If you want, let me know. I don't like the sticky kind. I don't like the fact that they feel like they could stick it. I like the ones from Scotland. They're my favorite. They won't burn down your house ever. Guaranteed. Capital G. And they are more expensive, but I like them better. Yeah, I do think that helps you to sell cheaper snakes. I just don't think it helps you to sell expensive project snakes.
Oh, it's definitely not going to help with those.
No.
but like at the end of the day though, for like that guy that was doing that around here, that like, because that was like 2-3 years ago when we were doing.
Is he out? Are you saying Rock Creek Corns is out?
No, he's in. What do you mean he's
Oh,
out?
he's
I'm
still.
confused.
I mean, it's like in the hobby.
Yeah, he's in the hobby. Yeah.
Okay, you just saw him before.
Yeah, I was just saying a couple of years ago, that's when he was like our neighbors at the shows, and he was doing a really good job of selling the animals and selling his little kit to go with him. And it's like there's so many times that like people will come by and they'll talk to us and they'll be looking at this or looking at that or whatever, and they're like, oh, we still need to get a cage, we still need to do this. And it's like these things, yes, I am 100% gearing them towards the colubrids that we're going to bring, because I'm just going to bring basically a big bag of aspen, and like some Ziplocs and fill it up and whatever, I don't want to do the same thing with like cypress or cocoa. But like people
No, I
very
do
easily.
cocoa for ball python kits when I make them. I'm just like,
Well, yeah, but I'm not making them for ball python kits. I'm making them for
well, I know,
colubrid
but
kits.
like you could do it for ball pythons.
Yeah, but I don't want to bring cocoa though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, so what I do is I break the cocoa down at home, dry it out, then put it in the bag, and it all fits inside of the thing, and so it goes together as like a unit, like decor, water bowl, heat mat, cocoa. First cocoa, and then they could go buy another cocoa from someone else if they wanted to. It's just like
maybe.
a courtesy thing.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll pick up like a bag of cocoa from some show around here beforehand and then just have it as an option.
Right. You don't want it floppy in there. Like you have to let the cocoa dry out. But it just makes them feel good because they don't understand what even cocoa is. Even though you could point to somebody's breeder block, they don't understand that block
does
turns
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe that wouldn't be like
think about it. You don't have to. Because I don't always sell all of the kits I do either, to be clear, but it does help explain things too, because it's like a visual reference. Like if you want to do something, give them a water bowl, a hide, and this. You could do this or do anything else, but these are the structures that would be normal for an animal to need.
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful. So it's but I only like I'm gonna start off like trying to move. Like I'm gonna see what happens at this first show, but I only plan on bringing like 20 to Bob's show because I'm not trying to bring all the ones that I have, and because I'm not expecting that I'm gonna sell all of them. I mean, that'd be fantastic if I do sell out of them. Then it's like, all right, well, proof of concept, that works. At least it wasn't like a complete waste of time, effort, and money. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever sold very many more than 10. Because, like, people have a cage at home or they have a rack and they know how to use it with that species or whatever. So I don't know if you could bring 20, but it'd be interesting to see if you sell.
Yeah, we've just gotten so many people that come by the table and they talk to us, and it's like they literally have no snakes and they're considering a snake, and then they're like, we'll come back for this. And then you see them like later walking with a bag in their hand and they're like avoiding eye contact. My fiance.
Well, sometimes I think that they're like, it's like an excuse too. Like they don't want to, they make an excuse so they don't overcommit, but somebody else can seal them because they're pushy, charming or something. Pushy. Okay. I was going to say charming.
Charming is charming. Maybe.
I think some people are like absolute kings and queens at like being wholesome and welcoming and making people feel comfortable, and I think that's like an inherent property. And I'm evil and I have a resting bitch face and I will lecture you, and I don't even mean to. I will be a pedant in the middle of the reptile show. And I think this is a flaw in being able to sell things to other people with money. This is a flaw.
See, like if I have that like mentality to an extent of like where if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. So it's like I don't want to like push people into a yes that they're unsure about.
I know, but I think that people who are really good at animal sales make people feel like the yes wasn't pushed. It came naturally, but somehow it was, because like they make you think they're like this. They're like illusion mages or something. They're like making you believe that the idea was yours all along to buy this ball python. And I'm like, that's the secret sauce. But like, I don't know. I just think this is like autistic people problems. The whole world was autistic, but that one girl who doesn't even like snakes, she'll sell the shit out of some tarantulas because she just is good at talking to people.
To be fair, they do sell themselves. They're like 30, $40, cute as hell. They go in a little mansion with like a Mario themed setup. You could just put it on your computer desk at work and offer it a cricket like every week, just one singular
Yes.
cricket. And
It's like a low.
like you could go
It's
find its food outside and just bring it in and be
you'll
like,
find it
here's
outside
your
if you
offering,
really
buddy.
want. Right. I just think like the ask is lower. Like
Yeah.
when you have a big snake or a tropical snake,
The lifespan of those things is only a couple of years too.
right? They're gone. Goodbye, little.
And then they come back and then they
Sparky.
buy a new cute one.
Right. So I think I don't know. That's where you are if you want to keep snakes. You have to. Maybe our prices should go up because, like, no matter what, like, we don't sell as many as the jumping spider people, so we shouldn't be competing with them on price. Like a ball python probably shouldn't be $25.
Oh, they shouldn't be. And I'd want to argue like quantity, but what's insane is those damn spiders produce so many.
Right. Well, I think what they're
like comical how many they produce.
Right. Their concern is like the margin goes away based on labor. So like having to put a fruit fly in every little cup over and over again is very labor intensive. And then re-cup slings when they go up an instar or whatever. So like I
tried looking into all that stuff and I just got confused and then I just hit the little X in the corner of the screen and moved on with my life.
Tarantula enclosure are like modern day Polly Pockets. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for people. We love that for them. All right, brother. I need to go do stuff. We'll have to have you back on. We'll talk about something again one day. What should we talk about? Corn snakes.
One day it'll happen again. Like I said,
cool.
I've like the salmon snows are like super pretty. Like the okatees are like the anery okatees are like gorgeous. It's like just like literally like I don't know 3-4 different pairs. But see that it just turns into a cascade because then you're like a pair of like the salmon snows, a pair of the aneries, a pair of like stuff for palmettos, even though you don't like them.
I know, it's their eyeballs need to go in there.
Like there's like a couple of pairs of stuff that's just pretty, and it's like you don't even need to like make
right. You don't actually have to work a
you
project necessarily. Yeah. Well, just how about you start with a pair and just see where it goes. If it seems fun.
Yeah, I had the pair before, and then I got rid of them because I decided colubrids were the devil, and I didn't want to deal with brumation. But now I have the hognose and the bull snake, so I have to deal with it.
Yeah. Colubrids are just like not the devil though, even with brumation. Like besides the benefits, but they all eat, they're all happy. They're all like, what the fuck are you doing? I see you're in front of my rack and cage. You gonna feed me? They want to be fed so bad. They're like little dogs.
They are, yeah.
You want to give them a chicken? Great. You want to give them egg pieces? Great. You want to give them I don't know, like weird sausages, they'll actually eat that shit.
The other thing that somewhat limits me on the colubrid thing is like sexing them. Like I feel like I'm gonna break their little bodies. Like my barons that I have, like I collected sheds to send to Charlie to confirm that like the colubrid sex testing would work for like other stuff, but it's not very conducive to shed test a corn snake for if it's a male or a female.
Why don't you You can pop. If you can pop a baby ball python, you can pop a baby corn snake.
Like I said, I feel like I'm going to break them with these big old like sausage finger things. I'm just going to like
the gentle touch. Just.
But even these like little baby milk snakes, it's like when I sex them, which I sexed a couple successfully, but I just kept getting peed on by every single one, and I got bit by like 4 of them. But it's like it was very easy.
It's almost even more of a roll because they store their hemipenes further down than I think a baby ball python does, male. Because the baby ball python stuff is like closer to the source.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk about this well, but a baby corn snake, you're almost, or the other rat snakes that I have, you're rolling it a little further down and pulling a bunch of peen base material. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a peen base. The peens are backwards in the sheath, so you're coming from further away. So you're just sort of like squeegeeing them back.
So they got more snake meat that you're getting out of there.
Yes, there's more snake meat on the base of the peens, if you will.
Yeah.
sort of a perennium of internally of meat. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then some of them, their peens are so deep. You're like, who's storing this much man meat? Apparently,
the ratio is incredible for some of them.
yes, the Asian stuff, it's no baby carrots on the Asian stuff. You're like, whoa.
That's funny.
It's a lot. You will be disturbed. It's like, maybe we'll save this one for next time because it's.
Yeah, it'll derail
And
quickly.
then they're so big later on, the spikes to form. All right, we'll leave it there. Like, sorry. All right, let's say goodbye. Bye, everybody. I don't know if we learned anything, as usual.
Probably not.